Welcome to High Rollers Dungeons and Dragons, the D&D adventure show here on twitch.tv/Yogscast and twitch.tv/High Rollers D&D maybe. I'm your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes. Joining me this week in our lovely continued isolation from home, not at our studio space. I know that this is hard to believe, but once upon a time we used to play at a table all together in a cool studio.
Who?
One day we'll go back to that. One day.
I've forgotten what you guys smell like.
I'm so lonely.
What does wind taste like?
From this, starting from this box and going anti-clockwise, we have Rhiannon, Tom, Katie, Chris, Trot, and Kim. You got there in the end. I got there in the end. Welcome, friends. We hope everybody is okay, staying safe, staying healthy, staying at home. We hope so.
I've lost a bit of weight.
You better be.
Look.
Skeleton joke. you have gone supreme parent humor at the minute.
I know.
That's what this isolation's doing to you. Yeah. How is everyone? Is everyone well?
Fucking tip top, Mark. Thanks for asking.
Doing good.
Wow, yeah.
Good.
Whoa!
Why do you
nice
always sound
sunny
sarcastic when I ask these?
Thanks, mate.
That sounds wonderful, Mark. How are you?
I'm just asking how you are. I just
How
want
are
to
you?
know how my friends are. I'm good, thank you, Thomas.
Good.
I'm right.
I'm glad.
I'm good. Doing all right. Well,
There's too many
we
eggs,
have
Mark.
a game. There's too many eggs.
Too many eggs.
Oh,
There are
too many eggs.
like an Animal Crossing.
Too
Jesus.
many eggs.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Screw those eggs.
Yes,
seriously.
I know that you're all
I've given
very
up on
mad at
Furious.
the island and everything else. But it's okay, because there's other games coming out soon. But today, we have a game of Dungeons and Dragons to be playing. And that's made all the more plausible, all the more possible, all the more plausible by our wonderful
Cats.
sponsor, D&D Beyond.
Oh.
D&D Beyond.
Woo!
Thank
Woo!
you.
Woo!
Chris Trot, tell us about D&D Beyond.
No fucking frills today, okay, people? D&D Beyond is an
Oh my
amazing
God.
product.
Wow.
And if you haven't tried it out already, you're a piece of shit. So maybe give it a go.
I mean, you gotta give it to him. There's always the element of surprise.
It's true.
No matter what the tone.
Okay,
Oh
carry
my
on.
God. It's free. You can make
don't
several
disagree.
characters right away for free. I mean, they're literally handing you everything on a golden platter. What more could you ask for? If you haven't done it yet, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
There's no hope for you.
Yeah.
So aside from making characters, what kind of things does D&D Beyond give us, Chris Trot?
You are allowed, because they so generously allow this for you, to go on their website, browse through the source books if you have them available to you. The free stuff is available right now. You can access all the spells, check them at a glance, dynamically update your character sheet and play with a digital character sheet, which is revolutionary. So you should really thank them for this stuff, honestly. Just by
am very
checking out the
grateful.
website. You know, it's not hard. Thank
Yeah,
you.
what the hell, man?
Did you see that they're working on a dice roller built in as well? That's coming soon. Built in, so you roll straight from your character sheet on
Built-in
D&D Beyond.
dice roller. Amazing.
But that
Slick.
will never. I mean, yeah, people are still
Is
going
that
to buy
not
dice.
enough?
No,
Jesus.
no.
Apparently not. Because there's still several people in chat that definitely haven't. And, you know, just get on a different tab. Have a little look.
Just right
It's
now.
amazing. You're missing out.
Okay, thank you, Chris Trot.
Very.
Thank you, Chris Trot. Thank you, D&D Beyond, for your continued support. We do love the folks at D&D Beyond. They've been very good to us
Yes.
over the years.
They're the best.
Another cool announcement, a very cool announcement,
Oh,
a
yeah.
very spooky announcement.
Oh, yeah.
Starting next Thursday at 8 p.m. BST UK time. That's 12 o'clock Pacific, 12 p.m. Pacific, or 3 p.m. Eastern. You're in the US. But at 8 p.m. BST, I invite you all to join us as we step into the realms of Barovia. As High Rollers begins a Curse of Strahd campaign midweek, 8 p.m. on Thursdays. It's brand new characters. We're going to be playing a modified version of the Curse of Strahd module. Everybody that is here will be playing in it. I will be DMing it and enjoying my role as Strahd himself. So get excited for that. We'll hopefully have some character artwork to... Oh, very nice, Chris Trot, yes. The blood moon of Barovia will rise. I've been watching a lot of Castlevania and vampire movies to get in preparation for it. Yeah, 8 p.m. next Thursday. That's 12 o'clock Pacific or 3 p.m. Eastern. Join us for a brand new... We're going to start at the beginning. Brand new characters. If you're a bit behind on Aerois, you probably aren't watching this video. Tell your friends if they've never watched any Aerois or if they're a bit behind. This is a great place to start and jump in. And we know that everybody's at home. People want more stuff to watch. We want to play more games. So we are going to begin Curse of Strahd. I'm very excited. I think everyone's got some really cool characters.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a good one, I think. So
Yeah,
and I've
yeah.
got some fun ideas. Because
Here's my notes on my character now. Yeah.
I'm so excited for this mini series. Wait, no, it's not a mini series.
We're just gonna
No.
keep playing it.
It's just
Yeah.
a full-on, brand new series. 2 campaigns a week.
Will it?
Yeah.
Will it? We couldn't
It will
possibly
be
also
on,
put this out as a podcast, could we, Tom?
Yeah, sure. Why not? We'll do it. I'll do it.
This will be on twitch.tv/High Rollers D&D on Thursdays.
Very well pointed out.
Just
yes,
as a
this will
point.
be on our
Yep.
Twitch channel.
This Thursday we will be hosted by the Oxcast, but after that it will be on our channel. So please tell your friends, come and join us.
Follow
Play
on
your dog.
Twitch.
Play your dad.
Please do.
Play your dog.
Follow on the
Play
Twitch.
Vampire Friend.
Follow on High Rollers High Rollers D&D. Fuck, my brain
Oh,
today.
it's
It's
so
our own
professional.
channel. What's happening?
Yeah, it's on our channel. Follow and then click the bell so you get notifications when we go
Amazing.
live. That's what I was trying to fucking say. Christ. Anyway, with
Do an
that,
evil laugh.
no, I'm not giving you. I'm not giving it away. You gotta wait for that shit.
Don't wait till
okay.
Thursday.
I'm excited.
I've been.
I'm so
I will
excited.
say I've been practicing my Strahd voice. I've been like trying to
Nice.
get in the mentality.
Strahd.
Hey, calm down. It's me, Strahd.
That's it. That's exactly it.
That'll be brilliant.
Look, that pig's fucking coming into Barovia.
That's not the voice I will be doing. But yeah, so check that out. That's gonna be on Thursday. We're all excited. Anything else that I forgot about?
Nah.
God, I think it's time to fight some Gnolls, right?
Well, it's
Yeah.
time for some dun-duns first, Tommy.
Oh, yeah, that too.
I'm gonna go punch some
one.
Poof. Dun, dun.
Tom,
Done!
give us some really inspirational stuff for the intro to hype people up.
Would you... Done. What?
Amazing.
Also,
He just
is that the wrong video? Yeah.
he
No,
cut
he
you
was
off,
playing-
son.
Hello, welcome back to Aerois. Last time on our adventures, you all decided to explore the city of Porto Servano, acquiring a few little trinkets and tasks you needed in the Hawk's Dawn archipelago, whilst repairing and resupplying your airship before embarking on your next journey to help Nova locate the next shard of Tiangong, her weapon. Quillek began the task of contacting many of your allies, or potential allies, with a secret code to help beginning gathering information about Callus and his forces and working together. That night, you were joined by some of the Storm Chasers' crew at the Devil's Dance Inn, where you met Taker, a total mercenary turned tavern keeper, and joined in with a combat challenge beneath the inn itself. Ayla and Sentry both winning their respective matches, and making a little coin on the side for the party. You also met Sister Meredith, a dwarven nun from the Vintare Solorense, who has sought your help in clearing out a few gnolls that have been harassing the vineyards that she is from. And I believe that is pretty much where we left things off, with Quill sending his next salvo of sending spells to various people.
Salvo.
across
Everyone we've
Earth.
ever met, ever.
It was absolutely a
Yeah.
salvo.
Yeah.
And yeah,
But they got the
and
message.
so yes, they did. You had responses from pretty much everybody of mixed results. Some people not quite fully understanding what was going on. Some people very much aware of what's going on. And some
Yeah.
people who you're
some
still
Dragonborn
not
who-
sure. Yes.
We're on the same side. Come on.
We're-
Dragon
You
Bros.
are indeed.
Right?
So, with that, is there anything in the evening you want to go down? Because I know Kim had some plans, but then I dashed them with facts.
Yeah. I misread
Um,
something. And
I
now
misread
I
it
don't know
too,
what
to
to
be fair.
do. Yeah.
We can just wait. We can wait for another day. There's no
Yeah.
rush.
I need
Alright.
to think about it.
Okay. In that case, you all enjoy a peaceful long rest at the
Wonderful.
Silken Maiden, I believe you were staying at, to meet with Sister Meredith in the morning down at the docks to head to the Vintare Solorense, or the Sisterhood of the Vine, as they are called.
Can I find the
Yeah.
owner of this establishment, please? When I
Yes.
wake up in the morning.
Yes. When you wake up in the morning, the most of the day-to-day care of the Silken Maiden is attended to by staff and servants. So you have to request to speak to the owner, and after you're probably left waiting for about sort of 20 minutes, and eventually this kind of very well dressed dwarven woman. She's wearing less extravagant clothing than when you first saw her on the first evening you were here, but she is nonetheless like heavy makeup. Hair is very much styled and prepared, but in kind of a much more looser, more comfortable clothing. Comes down to meet you in the main sort of area of the inn, or the hotel more it is.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You requested my presence?
You must be very busy. It's here for 20 minutes.
Well, sir, I do not often need to attend to the matters of the hotel. The staff are here to take care of these businesses. I was engaging in my normal morning beauty regimen.
Oh, my apologies. Sorry for interrupting. I know how important that is. Anyway, I noticed that when we first had a dialogue, and we suggested that we wanted the best rooms possible, I noticed just down the road that down the corridor that there's slightly better suites available, and I'm wondering why we weren't offered those.
Well, sir, there are several guests already renting those rooms, and, well, the amount of gold that you presented upon your person, we gave you the best rooms that your money would afford at the time.
Oh, you made an assumption. My apologies. We have
The
vast
assumption was
amounts-
based
We're
on
gonna
the
get
gold
kicked
that
out.
you provided.
Fair enough. You're saying that they're already
If-
rented
if-
out right now.
Some of them are. If you require a better, improvement to your accommodations and are willing to pay the 50 gold for the room, then you can have that for the evening, sir, if you wish.
It's too much trouble to request a spa in my room. I don't think you'd be able to facilitate that. But
Certainly
I was just
not,
hoping to dip
sir.
my toesies into a little hot tub or something. You know?
Well, there are the bathrooms above. We can have a bath prepared for you, sir.
Is it shared?
Why, for the non-suites, yes. But that is most common, sir.
Is it? Okay, well, never mind. I won't interrupt you any further. But if the vacancies come up, let me know.
Certainly, sir, certainly. And she kind of just in the future, you can speak to the staff about any of these matters. You don't need to come and speak to me.
Right.
They'll
all
be
look
able
so
to
busy.
facilitate your accommodation.
Right. Fair enough.
And she kind of like fans herself, smiles kind of politely, and then fucks off. Back to her room.
I think that went well. Yes. I'll just wait for everybody else then.
Sure.
Literally just complain to the manager. Oh my god.
Not even like the manager. It's like complaining to the owner who owns it and employs the other managers to run it, basically, but just lives on site. The others like, I leave this in your hands. Like, as you guys, what order you come down or what other shenanigans you want to get up to. This is all handed over to you guys for this.
I am a late riser, as always. Nova never does mornings, so I'll be last down.
Okay.
Just
I'll be
snoring into
prompt.
my pillow.
I'll be eager to come down.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we're just ready to roll, aren't we?
Yeah.
I mean, if there's
Early
nothing you
morning,
guys
like
want to do,
Aerois.
we can... Yeah, if you guys just want to literally just skip straight ahead, we can do that. Just giving everyone an
Yeah, I think
opportunity
we're
if there was anything you want to do.
Don't think so. I think we were just going to go and meet
I think
at
that was
the
also
boat.
I think that was also letting like Aerois and as much of the crew know where we're going. I think that was
Were you
the point
still...
is
Yeah,
keeping in
you
touch.
can... That's easy enough to just... You can either like pay like a couple of silver someone to send a message, or you could just walk to the airship docks and let people know. It's really not hard. You still currently have a day left of the resupply and sort of like the basic kind of shore leave that you gave the crew. After that, then obviously, you're gonna... Aerois does... I think you did give her some money for her to pay for like any extra days that need to be covered. But you'll just need to be back within sort of 24 hours.
Can we give Aerois instructions that if we're not back, that she pays for another day? Like, obviously deals with like, so we don't get the ship impounded.
Sure. And I think you
probably
gave
not.
her something like 50 gold or something like that to cover any extra stuff like that. And she has her own money. She'll just ask you to reimburse
credit.
her basically. You go and find her in the ship. The ship is mostly quiet actually, because I think a lot of the resupply has been done, and now you're just kind of letting the crew have some time off. Aerois, Greylano, probably Herald. No, Herald would actually be with the blacksmiths getting their repairs done. So it's mainly Aerois, Greylano, and then a few of the wolf pack who are basically on guard duty for the airship to make sure that nobody tries and sneaks aboard or steals supplies and things like that. They're just waiting. They're just biding their time basically. Aerois is busying herself, checking, making sure that everything's good to go. You give her the instructions and let her know what you're going to be doing, and that's pretty much it. You are, good to go.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay. You make your way down into the port, and the Porto Servano is, while the upper sections of the city are busy for a trading perspective, they are bustling with merchants and trading stands and things like that. And it's all mainly artisan goods. You see a lot of like tailors, you see a lot of like silk and dye merchants, spices, all sorts of different trade goods being brought in from ships and airships and then traded off elsewhere. But as you get closer to the docks and this strong smell of brine and creaking sodden wood kind of fills the air, the call of gulls echoes overhead. You see that the port itself is much more of a laborer kind of industry here. There's a lot of shipwrights that repair sailing ships, things like sail makers, rigging makers, net makers, fishermen. All sorts of fish are being brought in from the sea, from the morning catches, things like that. And it's, there are people going to and fro with lumber and ropes and tools. And it's crowded. It's busy, despite the fact that this isn't necessarily trade but work going on. And you can see that there are dozens of ships all lined up along the docks. Quite large galleons, quite large sailing ships, trading vessels, merchant vessels, that sort of thing. And you find standing sort of at the main entrance to the docks themselves, kind of nervously looking around, is a rather young-looking dwarven woman in a black robe with kind of a white, what's it called? like a stole around her neck. She has like a wimple hat on, and is clutching what looks to be like a holy symbol in her hand. She has a very rough-looking backpack on her back, and is looking around and hasn't spotted you, seemingly unawares, clueless of the larger crowd. But you recognize her as Sister Meredith, the one that asked you to, the one that is hiring you, I guess, is the one that is directing you to the vineyards.
Oh, look, there she is. Look. Hello, sister.
As soon as she hears, she kind of like waves and she looks over like, oh, and then she kind of like adjusts her straps and begins kind of making her way over. She has to kind of like politely say, oh, excuse me, and kind of weaves her way through the crowd as she makes her way over to you. Like, oh, well, good morning, everyone. I hope you slept well, I trust?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Very well.
Excellent. My boat's just down here. If you're ready to go, I can begin the journey. It shouldn't take us more than a couple of hours to reach the vineyard.
Okay.
Very well. Yes, lead the way.
Right, and then she kind of turns around, and you follow her down. She leads you to the far end of the docks and down a set of stone stairs where you can see a smaller jetty where quite a few almost like yacht, not quite yachts, but like the catamaran style boats are stationed. And they all appear to be kind of like coastal sailors, so meant for island hopping, not meant for really going across deep water or large open oceans. There is a very gnarled looking old orc who is at the tiller and has like a bunch of ropes kind of tied off near him, and he kind of looks up. You can see that most of his hair is gone. He just has a few wispy strands of white hair in a very Yoda-esque manner around his head and ears. He doesn't wear a shirt. He basically just has a very small kind of almost like a loincloth almost of fabric, and then he just has like a pair of sandals on, and he kind of looks up. He's like, and kind of gestures towards the boat. This way. This fine man is going to take us to the island, to the vineyard.
Okay.
Okay.
It should be a nice, easy ride. I'm told that the seas and the wind are quite fair this morning, so it should be quite a pleasant little sail, I think, actually.
Does it rock a
Hopefully.
lot?
Well,
boaties.
it was a little rocky when I was coming here a few days ago. Yes.
We don't have an air-based one, do we, that we could use?
She kind of looks awkwardly at the rest of you, like, is he serious?
I've just never been on such a little boaty before, you know?
You can sit in the middle, Lucius. It'll be fine.
Right. Yes, I'm always up for a new adventure. It's just I don't want to throw up when we're supposed to be fighting Gnolls, you see.
The
He's
old
not
orc
going to
is
sit in
like,
the middle. He'll sit on the edge because if he throws up on me, then he'll get slapped.
And thrown into the water.
The wild
Probably.
elf is right. I have the elven man sit on the side. I don't want him puking on my boat.
Okay.
Sure,
On the-
absolutely.
Sure. And he kind of like watches you all get in. Who has experience sailing, or who has have any of you really been on boats before or anything like that?
I've got proficiency in water vehicles, apparently. So
That makes sense.
There we go.
I
and land
imagine that-
vehicles.
Well, that's because you're a messenger, right? So, like, you would have been
Yeah.
trained in this in certain circumstances. You can't fly across an ocean, you know, as an
True.
Aarakocra. Like, it'd be miles. So you are trained in how to use things like carriages and ships and the basics of, you know, how these things
Travel.
function, so you can use them when you're traveling. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Quill, you've got the most experience, and yeah, these kind of boats, it's going to be a little choppy. So there are actually kind of like rope straps that you tie around yourself that are basically there to stop you from like getting thrown around too much.
Okay.
You'd be the only one who knows that the mast for this type of boat is going to constantly swing. So everybody is expected to crouch and protect.
Oh.
One of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Lucius, Sentry, and Ayla. Nova, you won't need to worry about this. This mast, just make sure you duck, okay, Lucius? Throwing up is one thing, getting knocked out by that as it swings around, that's another thing entirely. We really don't want
Oh, if I fell in, I'd sink.
Confidence, Quill.
that. It'd be worse if you get hit by it, okay?
True. Is it
Yeah,
not designed
okay.
to, when we sit down, to not hit us?
I mean,
No.
it's designed for speed. It's gonna get us there.
Everything's
Sit in
fine.
boat. Keep head down.
Okay.
Keep head down.
Okay, I'll just keep my head down.
Mm.
I mean, it would probably
Must.
break over Sentry's head.
Yeah, that's true.
When you say that,
Yeah.
Quill, like the orc was literally about to say the same thing. You see him like,
Birdman beat me to it.
Mm.
Don't
Head down
break
the
my
whole way.
boat.
Yeah. Don't break the ship.
All right. Little dwarf to the Vintare.
she's just like, oh yes, please, as we agreed. And he's like, he gets like a big stick and he pushes out away from the docks, and then the sail kind of hits some of the water, the wind, and you begin to feel the boat rock up and down, and it's pretty choppy in the sense of like it's such a little boat and you're so low that you're constantly kind of like whoop, up down.
Okay.
But as the wind kind of catches and you begin sailing out away from the port itself, where a lot of the water is being churned up by these big ships and leaving and entering, the water does seem to calm down as you stretch out onto what is very beautiful turquoise blue water around these islands. The water is crystal clear and it has this wonderful turquoise coloring that just seems to stretch out and it glistens beautifully. And across the next couple of hours, there are no dangers really, with Quill kind of like advising you to keep your heads down and the orc kind of giving you grunted instructions. The journey goes fairly smoothly. You pass by the outskirts of an island seemingly between your two destinations. There is a large castle built into the cliff face of the southern part of the island, and it's all these white stone cliffs, and the fortress is carved out of the same foundations and the same structures. And you can see these large metal canisters seem to be pointing out in a semicircle out onto the open ocean, and there are several layers of these weapons all being pointed out into the sea. And the orc kind of points it as you're all looking, and he's like,
Castella Falcos protects the island chain from pirates.
I was
Beautiful.
going to ask, this Hawkstorn is known for piracy. I was going to ask what sort of defense you have for that in the middle of the Hawkstorn. I suppose that's it.
Very much. The cannons, they'll decimate any sailing ships that come by.
Okay.
Many of the pirates, they patrol the outsides of the other islands. But they know that if they cause too much trouble, then the Duke will send an orc fleet to deal with them.
and he kind of grins at that, like,
we don't like pirates, especially our own kind.
How do you know who is a pirate and who isn't a pirate? Is it some kind of safe words and code or something like that?
Costume.
Signals. They change, but genuine traders know them. Sometimes the pirates learn them, disguise themselves, but they pick up a bad reputation. Also, most pirates, they like people to know that they're pirates. Like causing fear, like being famous.
Right.
Fascinating story.
He kind of like spits over the side as he begins pulling in the ropes. And you can see, despite his age, this old sailor is still very, able-bodied. He's still got very tight muscles, even though they're covered in these like old, thin grey hairs. And he pulls on the ropes and swings the mast and maneuvers the tiller quite expertly. He doesn't seem to need any help from you guys. You're just left to sit there and kind of enjoy the ride itself.
Cannons being pointed at us, yeah.
And there are definitely sentries, like Quill, with your eyesight. You can see that there are sentries all around this large castle. Basically, it's like a fortress castle keep that looks out onto the open ocean. But you sail past it seemingly with no troubles. And you can see that the land here is I would describe it best as like Mediterranean. If you've ever seen like Italian hills or like Greek coastlines, it's kind of got those white stone cliffs and rocky outcroppings and shrublands and things like that. And then within after about sort of 4 or 5 hours of travel, you begin to see the coast of a third island as you swiftly approach, and that has very sheer cliff faces. And you are taken towards what would be the northwest corner of one. And you see at the very top, you can just begin to make out lines of thick hedges and the shapes of buildings up on the top of these kind of like tall mountains and cliffs. And it seems to form into a sloping valley that leads down. The boat, the little catamaran, pulls up alongside a small stone and wood jetty, where there is a narrow stone staircase that leads up to the top of these cliffs. The catamaran, the orc sailor brings it in, hefts on the tiller, throws out a rope towards the jetty and hooks like a little anchoring point, and begins manually sort of pulling the boat in. He kind of probably would turn to Sentry on Ayla at this point and just kind of like toss the spare bit of the rope, like, pull. And begins like pulling in so that the boat slowly drifts in. And yeah, it connects to the dock, and Meredith is like, all right, well, this is it. We just need to go up here and then walk through the gardens, and then we'll be at the monastery, and the abbess should be there, and then she can give you more information.
Okay. How long have you been away from here, by the way?
About 3 days, 2-3 days, really. I was sent a couple of days ago. It's a good job that you stopped me giving money to those cretins, because I must admit I've had a few people promise to meet me at the docks, and then, well, they never really showed. They just took an advance of payment and then never turned up. So, kind of glad that you actually followed through.
With people of our word.
Sayana bless you. Sayana bless you. All right, well, yeah, probably best some of you go up ahead. My little legs sometimes struggle with all the steps, so you go on ahead.
Would you like me to carry your
jetty?
backpack for you?
No, I couldn't imagine imposing on you, sir. You're already doing so much, so thank you.
What is your cat doing right now?
I was gonna put it into roleplay.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if there were goats behind us with bells on them or something.
There's probably some goats roaming around on the cliffs, yeah.
Oh, do you have the bells on them so you can keep track of where they are?
Yes, of course, yes.
Your
Otherwise they'll roam all over.
Beautiful.
They'll roam all around the valley.
That's
strange. We don't have a bell, so.
It sounds like a lot of them. They keep going.
Yeah. The weather is. It's a very fair day, by the way. The sun is out. It's blue skies overhead. There's a very warm wind in this part of the region of the world, so it's very temperate. It's it feels very not tropical, but yeah, heavily Mediterranean, sort of like that nice. Pleasant warmth kissing your skin. That gentle, soft, warm breeze blowing on the air, and the air smells as you begin to ascend the stairs. This heavy scent of grapes and leaves and citrus all begins to waft down from the top of the cliffs and the orchards and the vineyards that you can begin to see kind of scattered and dotted at the very tops as you make your way up these narrow carved stone stairs.
Can we see like a lot of workers and things like that as well, or?
So at the moment, imagine that you have like a very almost sheer cliff face, and then a stone staircase has been carved into it. So you can't see in the vineyards yet. All you can see is just the edges of them along the tips of the mountains or the cliffs above you still. So you can't see anything at the moment. Who's in the lead, by the way?
Not me.
It's because I like shitting you guys up.
I guess I'll go first.
So Sentry's just like striding up these stairs.
Yeah.
Ayla followed behind you. Yeah, and this is by no means a easy climb, right? This is for anybody who's not particularly athletic, so probably Nova and Quill.
I'm at the back complaining and taking
and it's a struggle, right?
Breaks.
It's like there's a lot of stairs. They're all very narrow. They're very steep, and you can see that Sister Meredith is like, I know. They say that we should come up and down these once a day for exercise, but I must admit I never really manage it myself, and She's like wiping her head.
No order if they made me do that. If this was a requirement to walk up and down this every day, I'd be like, thanks for the faith, I'm going.
It's good for the body and good for the soul. That's what I'm told. It's good for the soul. Xehanort is a sprightly one.
Maybe if I go backwards and step that way, it'll make it easier. Like,
do you want to try going backwards? Make an acrobatics check.
I'm gonna sit down. No, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna butt scooch up. Like that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nova, what's the progress on the thing? You know.
What thing?
I could really use it right now.
Well, I said we could have
Project
bought the
Flock
air
together.
elemental, but you didn't want to spend it.
We're doing that. When we get back.
Or
we're going to build these people a lift.
Yeah. Wait.
So after a
I
few,
can cast levitate.
So can I.
No, I'm not going to cast levitate.
No.
I'll
If
think
you do,
about it
Ayla
really
will judge
seriously.
you hard. You'll be like,
It's really hard anyway.
After much complaining and cajoling, probably by Sentry and Ayla, you do eventually make your way to the top of the stone stairs, and you look onto a series of very cultivated gardens, little olive trees, lemon trees, orange trees, amongst rows of flower bushes and planters, and all of a very tranquil-looking, peaceful garden. There is a wooden fence that seems to edge around the cliff face itself to prevent any kind of unfortunate accidents, with a small swing gate that opens as you reach it. And in the distance, not too far away, you can see a large stone monastery built on the tops of these cliffs, in amongst all the gardens, and then it slopes down. The land slopes down towards what you can see are rows and rows of vineyards. And then at the very bottom of this kind of sloping hill is another large building with a thatched roof that you suspect to be the winery itself, where they make the wine. And as you reach the top of the stairs, it's probably not late, but you're kind of looking at like mid-afternoon. By the time you kind of got down to the docks, woke up, got down to the docks, sailed over, you'd probably be looking at about sort of like midday, 1 o'clock-ish kind of time. And you have a short walk through the gardens, and then you will arrive at the monastery. Anything you guys want to say or do, or chat, or ask Meredith about?
I can't believe I'm here, honestly. I've had so many of your bottles back at home. Father used to collect them all.
Oh,
yes.
Well, we do ship a lot of our products to the Sky Cities. We know that many of the nobles enjoy our fine quality wine, and we are very blessed that we have such generous patrons, and that our wine is so beloved. We are very blessed.
We barely drink it. We keep it all in bottles. I think it's to sell them off for a profit or something.
That is something that I know many people do. And,
it's a business thing I don't understand. But I've had a few
It is something
sipples.
that if people enjoy it in whatever way, whether that's making extra coin or enjoying it for how it was intended, as long as it brings people joy, then we are happy.
Well, I've had much joy every year when I sneak into the wine cellar and have a little sipple of my own,
Do you open the bottle and then do you put it back, or is...
I've got my own little secret cubby hole that I put the bottle in, you see, so that I can always sneak back and get to it. It's
Perhaps
so delicious.
if you go back, don't have any more if it's been open for a while.
What do you mean?
If it's left open, I would... No, don't.
Oh, the
don't
bottle
have
doesn't
any more.
last a night.
Oh, I see. You take the whole bottle, right?
Yes.
That is something I understand very well, Master Elenasto. Yes.
Lucius, I don't believe that you could drink an entire bottle of wine.
You can't?
I find that very, very hard to believe.
With our constitution, of course we can.
They do
With
say
mine,
that
of
wine
course
drink
you
is a
can.
very different one.
Well, I'll get a bottle next time we're back in Gusthaven.
Okay.
Actually, we're in a vineyard. We'll have
I
one.
want
now.
here.
If you'd like to buy some here, I'm sure the Abbess would be happy. If you help us clear out the Gnolls, I'm sure we can throw in something for you as an extra reward.
That would be wonderful.
Of course, that's the least we can do. Ah, here we are, and she kind of points as you're making your way through the gardens, like, I've led you in through the gardens, so the front entrance is just around the side. That leads down into the valley, and you guys arrive.
Oh.
And you can see that around the monastery itself, there is a little outhouse just to the side. You can see various trees have been grown, and they're all apple and orange or lemon trees, or little olive trees with spindly branches. And the stone walls of the monastery itself, it doesn't look particularly big. It's not a large, impressive monastery. It looks quite humble and small. It's only 1 floor tall, but the ceiling must be quite high inside. And yeah, you can see that. As you all arrive, Quill, without a doubt, and who else has a passive perception of 15 or more? 14 or more, sorry.
Lol.
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, I do. 15.
Oh, wait, no, I've got
15.
16. Hello.
16? Okay, so everybody except Nova, as you arrive and you kind of come up, you turn a corner around several trees and things like that, and you emerge at the side of the monastery, you can hear this heavy pounding sound, like heavy wood or metal being struck against something wooden. And it sounds loud and large. You can hear like a...
I wonder what that is.
Strange.
Is that the distillery?
Yeah.
No, certainly nothing like that. Perhaps maybe some of the sisters are building something. I don't remember them doing anything like that.
That
Oh,
common
okay.
that they would build something that sounds quite that intense. No.
I must admit that
What are you
is
guys
kind
talking
of
about? I can't hear
strange.
anything.
Okay.
I mean,
we
once
can-
it's pointed out to you, you can hear it. It's
Yeah.
just that you don't notice it
No,
immediately.
all I can hear is the blood rushing to my head as I'm still recovering from walking up all those goddamn stairs. That's
Yeah.
all I
Do
can
you want to
hear.
make a constitution save for me? See if you're exhausted?
Why don't you
No?
just make me an exhaustion check? Why don't we just go back to level 1 of exhaustion? Should we just do that? Let's do that.
Okay, well, we'll check it out. That's what we were hired for, right? Just to investigate.
Yeah.
So
Oh, well,
if you go to
I
the
can't
back-
imagine that the Gnolls have been attacking the vineyard. I can't imagine it's anything serious.
It's
The
a
sound
regular-
seems to be coming from the south, by the way. From the southern
Okay.
side of the monastery.
Well,
Doubt.
anything irregular is what we're here for. So let's check it out.
Okay. What do you guys want to do? I hand this over to you guys now.
So
Yeah,
I
check it out.
can't see anything on the map on Roll20. Just as FYI.
No, me neither.
I can't see anything at all.
No.
Yeah,
can?
mine's just black. I'm trying to reload it,
Yes,
but it's not
black.
coming up for me.
Dynamic lighting, that's why.
Yeah, I
we
can
can
see it.
head south anyway, just to check it out.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's really
absolutely.
weird.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
check it
'cause
out.
Sight
Kim,
that we hear.
your distance should all be the same. You can't, is it just black entirely?
Just
this
black,
is me
yeah.
trying to do
Yeah,
something
just
fun.
black.
I can see it.
Oh,
It's
that's
probably like a
'cause it's not
visibility
actually-
setting or something.
It's why. No, I know why. It's because I didn't set this up properly.
Oh, I got it now.
Right.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Silly Billy.
Trot, for yours, everybody can see what you can see because I thought that'd be easier for the stream as well. So everybody can also see what Lucius sees. Imagine that he is telepathically telling you at all times what he can see because it is individualized.
Brilliant.
So
Cool.
if one of you goes to a certain point of the map, you will see things that the others might not be able to see. The exception being Trot.
Okay.
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 I will head. Let's go, Quill, and have a little snoop, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's do that.
Okay. Is everybody moving as a group, or do you guys want to go off on your own and head south?
Probably. If we head south, can we ask Meredith where the entryways into the...
Oh yes, the
building
main
are.
entrance. The main entrance is it's where the sound's coming from. They must be fixing the doors. That's probably what it is.
They
Maybe
must
they're-
be.
They're fixing something.
Yes.
Yeah.
The main entrance is there, but there is there's a back door into the kitchen around the other side as well. And she points to the northern side of the building.
Can I
Okay.
messenger ring to whoever's staying with her? Like, if there's something wrong in there, try and get her out of here. We don't want her to see what could be in there.
Okay.
Okay. So what's the plan? So Quill
So,
and
I
Lucius
guess-
are going
Sure,
to
but
move.
that means... Sure. I mean, do you want me or Sentry to come with you guys?
Yeah. Yes. I assumed
Yeah?
you were all going.
Oh, I thought people were staying behind with the nun.
I thought we were going as a groupie.
Okay,
I think
fine,
we should
we'll
go
go
as a group.
Yeah.
We'll just
Have the nun
keep
at the
her
back.
towards.
Look,
Yeah. Nova,
Okay.
you
And
want
you guys are just moving
You want to keep her
normally.
company, and Sentry and I'll take point.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Nova's
as
still
we're
not with
walking,
this
I'd like
situation. She's still recovering.
Yeah. As we're going, I'd like to mega perception the entire thing as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's always active.
Yeah.
So you can see, I mean, one thing that does strike you as odd is the windows. I think that, like, Meredith hasn't noticed this yet, but you see that several of the windows have very hastily been barricaded. Things like chairs have been moved in the way or stacked, or a table has been upended in front of it.
What?
Yes.
What?
I can.
Kim is going, ooh, ooh, ooh.
This is Kim doing ooh. I
Yeah?
remembered
We're
I have a thing
waiting.
that I can do. I can
Tell us the thing.
I can look through solid objects.
What?
For a range of 30 foot.
Oh.
That's the thing I can do.
Cool.
That's
Just-
going to be so annoying to do on this, so I will just describe it to you.
Wait, no,
Is
no,
this
let
an
me,
Eldritch Invocation?
Yeah, so the last level I unlocked Ghostly Gaze, which once per short rest, as an action, you gain the ability to see through solid objects with dark vision to a range of 30 foot for 1 minute. So it's only 30 foot.
Okay. Well, if it's about 30 foot,
Cool.
then, I mean, if you looked into the room directly to your right at the moment, you can see, you see through the kind of solid walls and objects, and you can see that it seems to be some sort of common room. There is a large fireplace. There's a large fireplace, several chairs, but the chairs and the tables in there have been hastily pushed against the windows. And the windows are quite small. They are quite narrow, thin slit windows, but they've been pushed up against it. The door is closed. You can see probably further through the next wall into a corridor, but you don't see anything there.
There's no people or anything. Or...
Not in the rooms themselves, no.
Okay.
I think that the only thing actually... Where are you based? Okay, where you are currently, that's all you can see.
Well, I guess I would, if before I cast this, I would move up to the wall.
Sure, you move me where you're going to go then. And I'm
Okay,
assuming that you tell everyone to stop at this point, or is
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
continuing on?
Like, probably there.
Okay. So when you move there and you begin scanning through, you kind of look kind of sweeping left to right. And as you begin sort of gazing,
Okay.
I'm gonna draw it so that you
Gonna get an arrow to the face, lads.
Yeah, that's it. Nova's dead, actually.
Never died immediately.
Oh my god.
So
Headshot.
when you kind
She saw her dart.
of look like this, some of that's going to be covered up, but in fact, yeah, it's all covered up. God,
Okay.
Kim, you have literally... I had this cool, like, dynamic lighting thing, and I was like, this is really cool. It's going to block their line of sight. They're going to have to move around stuff. And then you're just like, oh, yeah, I can see through solid objects, of which I have no way to represent that.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm happy to be here. Just happy to be here.
You see on the southern side, peering through what appears to be a window into the long corridor that's about sort of 30 foot in. Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, about 30 foot in. At the southern end, you see a creature looking in this window, kind of cocking its head and kind of like looking in. And you can see that the window is too small for the creature to fit through, because it has this very large hyena-like head with this very tattered red and black striped fur, this long snout, and its snout is just covered in stains, like a dark red staining all around its face and mouth.
Oh no.
And it's clutching what appears to be a bow, and it's kind of like looking, trying to see whatever is inside this corridor. But the corridor is
Can I,
empty
like,
to your eyes.
Immediately drop to the floor, just like as soon as I see it, just like, huh! And just drop down to the floor.
Yeah, you will see Nova drop to the ground as she's looking at a blank wall. She's just staring at a solid wall, and then just
I'll
gets
get
on the
down.
ground.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll get
also
down
get
as well.
down.
Everyone
Yeah,
down.
get on the ground.
Everyone
Yeah.
Down.
What?
Sister Meredith, down.
So Meredith is like,
This
okay,
isn't
and then
good.
she gets on the ground. Is something wrong?
There's a thing in there. The thing, the blood on the
A
face.
gnoll?
Yes. Yes, one of those big monstrous thing. Teeth, lots of teeth.
Have
Hair,
they
lots
ever
of
gone
fur.
into the
I'm
church
gonna
before?
speak in with the
The
telepathic
messenger ring.
messenger ring. Can we maybe try not to scare Meredith with talk of blood and teeth?
Yes.
Maybe.
It could have been
Yeah, and as,
grape juice. I don't know.
you say that, like, because Nova's already said out loud, like, Meredith is like, what? Inside? They've gotten inside? No, we need to go help immediately. The abbess and the other nuns, they must be in there. She's panicking. She's freaking.
Okay, we'll help. Look, they barricaded
It's
the
yeah.
windows, they barricaded everything. They're probably still safe in there. We just need to get in to save them. But this probably means that you're probably best.
I'm gonna
staying
give
somewhere else.
Kim some more information just because, like, so you can see through solid objects. The Gnoll is on the outside of the monastery. You were seeing through walls.
Oh,
It's
so I
on the
saw
outside
through
looking
the
in.
other
Yes.
side.
Yes,
Right,
it's looking
okay.
in, but because you can see through the walls, you just see it kind of looking in your direction.
in front
kind
of me.
thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But then in the room was just like loads of barricaded furniture. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and then there's another wall. This is a room, and then there's another wall, and then there's a corridor.
Okay.
So it's like immediately
it's-
behind the wall you're next to is a room, and then that room's about 15 foot wide, and then it goes into a short corridor.
Corridor.
And
So it's in the building in a corridor, but it's not in that room.
No, it's outside the building, looking through
It's
a
the other
window
side of the
into the
building.
corridor.
It's the other side of the building. It's the other side of the
Well,
building.
You'll see.
So it could. No,
Ugh.
it could. No, it was. Okay, I got it wrong. The first time I used this ability, there's a room, and then it was outside. It was looking in the room, barricading out. Gnoll outside, probably gonna walk around the corner and attack us.
Perfect. Okay, well, while we've got the time, it's
Not if we
inside.
get it first.
Sister Meredith, it's probably best you find somewhere else to stay. We're going to go deal with this. Well, actually, we're safe.
I don't know where to go.
Maybe just hide in this bush here.
No,
Just next to us.
I can wait here. Yes, okay. And she kind of like tucks herself. It's actually a tree. It's a kind of like a small tree, like a little olive tree.
Oh, look,
She
it's
kind of,
actually
like,
a tree.
hunkers down.
Amazing.
Climb up.
It's a very short tree.
Okay,
It's a little olive
look,
tree.
who wants to go first? If it's going to come round.
Which
can I-
corner
or do we
was
lure
it?
it?
Look,
I mean,
was it like
we outnumber
down
it easily.
from where we are,
Yes.
or
Yes, it's
That-
down from where you are.
So,
I mean,
okay.
it's hard because I think that this kind of works is only Nova can see this, and because she literally sees through the walls, she doesn't really have a solid idea of
Yeah.
where exactly it is. She can just see it like looking through, but it's
I'll
kind
just
of like
point in the
hazy
vague
glass and
direction.
stuff.
Yeah.
can I move
Okay, so-
behind this
so when-
bush here?
Okay, are you moving quietly?
Yes, please.
Stealth check.
So you're moving around the south side of the building.
Sister, if anything comes, maybe look up there, that little wooden hut building. Just have a little, maybe retreat to there if things get a little ropey over here.
13.
Okay. Yes. All right. Yes, I will. Okay. So, what your total was 13 with your
Yeah.
bonus?
Yeah.
Mine is definitely
rolled
not
a
going to
9.
be that. Okay. So, Ayla creeps her way, kind of like shuffling along the side of this monastery building, and there is a small kind of thorny bush that is probably built up against the monastery itself, and you press yourself up, and peering through the bush, you can see a bit more. You can actually see that there is a creature out in the open. I don't know if you can see that on your roll 20, Katie, but you should see like the
No,
very edge
can't
of a
see it.
thing.
Oh, wait. Maybe.
You
No,
might
I
need to
can't.
scroll down a little bit. You guys scroll down. I don't know if like Trot is that cut
It's
off.
just
I
black.
have shown you. Yes, there is a little knoll down there.
No, there's one
Oh, I
further
can't see
south,
that on
like-
mine.
There's one
Yeah.
further in the rubble.
Weird.
Oh, you can.
Oh,
see.
wait. Okay.
Why-
Yep.
Try. You scroll
got it.
down because like on
Got it.
the screen overlay.
Ah,
Oh, there you go.
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
more.
So if you pop back, so you can see that there is one peering through a window. You see one of these hyena creatures, kind of with a bow. You can see it's got these very ragged-looking blades at its side, and it's kind of peering through this window, and it kind of shuffles, and it's like making these weird kind of like cackling noises. But the more alarming feature is that to the south, outside the main entrance to the monastery, you can see one of these hyena creatures in armor pointing at a very large, gluttonous, like fat creature. Another large gnoll, but this is hideously overweight, and its arms are bulging with muscles. It has this enormous flail that it's just pounding against the wooden monastery door, which is buckling and breaking. Splinters are kind of like breaking off of it. And then you can see a couple more kind of shapes in the distance just behind this larger creature as well. And the Gnoll kind of like,
Come on! Break it! We need to get inside.
I will-
wants those.
Telepathic communicate that in my noggin to the rest of the group.
Yep.
So that they're aware of what's
And
here.
right now they don't seem to be aware of you. They haven't noticed you. The loud banging from this creature like trying to break down the doors, they didn't hear you approaching.
Okay.
Did he
haven't got
say a
much
name?
time.
Could we hear that?
You can hear
Yeah,
the
we can
banging.
hear that.
Yeah, I just
anyway,
grabbed
yeah,
that
we
earlier.
heard that from the start.
I know him saying something. I thought he said like a name when he was talking.
Yeah,
to you.
he
I
did,
didn't know.
but like you guys wouldn't have heard that from where you are currently. Like,
Right. Okay.
Oh, messenger
I
ring.
think Quill probably heard something, but like, yeah. Again, the loud banging is kind of domineering it.
I'll messenger ring the group. Should we create some sort of distraction / trap to lure them around this corner?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. How are we
You
going
want me to
do
come
that?
back a little bit?
Yes,
Want me to stay here?
definitely.
You might be the
Okay,
person
what
that's
sort of-
also causing a noise to bring them around the corner, as you're already up there.
You want me to just pop out and say, "Oi, dickheads, over here"? Because I can do that.
Once we have a suitable trap, yes. What are we going
Huge
to do?
crack.
Okay.
Parts of the
I can
door
cast-
begin breaking off.
I can cast slow on them and slow them down.
Once they're
Okay.
already coming around the corner, that'll be useful.
Okay.
I can use my flame lance and attack them all if they come in a line.
Good idea. Maybe go around the corner with Ayla then. Or
Okay.
B
Let
round
me
the
cast
corner.
slow first. I'll cast slow first,
Okay.
and then yeah.
You see that the creature takes another big hefty swing and another part of the door breaks, and there's like a very crude barricade of pews behind it, but it starts pulling it through.
How far can we move at this point?
Door's going down, guys. Door's going
You've got
down.
your normal speed. You got
I
your
go
normal
down
speed.
here.
These are all 5-foot squares. So anybody who gets even remotely close to that corner, make a stealth check for me.
This corner or
Sentry.
over
Oh
there?
no,
You're at
sentry!
disadvantage.
Oh no! This
Yeah,
could be
Lucius and
popping off
Quill,
sooner
you're
than
okay.
it
You don't
does.
need to make a check.
Alright.
Oh, a minute.
There we
5,
go.
10, 15.
Oh!
Disadvantage,
not many.
Sentry.
Ah,
Disadvantage because you wear
Oh,
heavy
this.
armor.
Oh yeah. Wah,
Got
wah,
this.
wah.
Um,
Oh what?
Oh my god! So you rolled a natural 20 and then a natural 1.
Natural one. Yep, that's how it goes sometimes.
oh my god.
Amazing! Wow.
Literally the worst.
So
The worst.
you guys,
Best and the
you guys
worst.
begin making your way around, but Sentry, I mean, your new armored form, as you step on the ground, there are kind of like small twigs and branches and things like that, and there is a very audible, very loud crunch that just happens to fall in that silence between the blows of this creature hitting the door, where it all goes quiet, and then they just hear a very clear crunch, squeak of like metal and grinding of metal against wood. And all of these creatures, just their eyes snap round. You can see they have these hideous yellow flaxen eyes, and their fur is ragged. Several of them look quite scrawny, and then this just huge gluttonous looking one, this fat Gnoll with these rippling muscles. The one that seems to be giving the
Okay.
orders like snaps round, and as it looks round, it can see like half of this metal woman's body kind of poking out from the bushes. And it's just like,
The least
Come on.
subtle thing.
yeah.
Sorry guys.
And that's gonna be initiative from
Okay.
Rock and roll.
Let's do it. Oh. 8.
Did I roll? Did that roll?
You did? Yep.
Yes.
8. Well, don't forget we need to say what it says. So Quill got 8 for his initiative. Nova got 22 for initiative. Sentry 13.
And I got 21.
21. What did Ada get? Sorry, I don't know if I missed it. There we go. 23 for Ayla.
23.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, I'm slow.
Start to combatu. Ayla, you're the first to react. Start to combatu. So yeah, you see all of these creatures. Their attention is absolutely drawn. The element of surprise momentarily lost. High on alert.
Will rage, first of all.
Okay,
Please.
that sounds advisable.
advisable. Yes. And then I will, if I can get rid of this on my page, I will go for the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, I can go after this dude.
So you just come charging out of the bushes, and you take him somewhat by surprise. I mean, he's alerted, but he doesn't expect you to come rushing out. He's like looking in Sentry's direction, so he like draws his broken-looking sword. And what does he have actually? Oh no, he has a glaive, so he has like a large two-handed polearm with this wicked-looking blade on the end.
Ugh.
Okay. I don't know if this will work because it's the Beyond 20 thing, so we'll try it. I'm gonna.
You can just roll the d20 and then add your modifier as normal.
Okay. Oh no.
So first attack,
16.
16 will still hit. 16 will still hit. He tries to bring the glaive down, but the force of the blow kind of carries through, connects.
Okay. So that will be 9 plus. Go away. Sorry, I'm having issues with my sheet. 9 plus 5 plus
So 14.
3.
17.
17 because you're raging.
17 plus make a dex save.
Struck in the chest with a mighty blow. He desperately tries to get out of the way of the lightning, but as the hammer swings in, the air current gathers around the hammer and blasts with lightning for another 4
lightning
points.
damage.
Yeah. He's still on his feet, but that blow like sends him flying, and he staggers back. It's like,
They brought reinforcements. You, fat one, kill them.
So 16 plus 9 to hit
yep, it's
on
gonna
my
hit.
second. Then that's going to be again 17 damage.
Yep. Still on his feet, but barely. These 2 heavy blows kind of like cripple him, and you can see parts of a kind of rusted chain shirt underneath trying to absorb the blow, but you're pretty sure a few ribs break, and it kind of like squeals as it gets hit in the chest. It's like,
Kill.
that is the end of your go. Nova Vija.
Can I cast slow on as many of them
I mean,
as possible?
you
So it's
tell
a
me
40-foot
what's the
cube.
spell work. Yep.
It's a 40-foot cube, please.
Does
so
it?
I
Well,
think
no.
that's gonna
Does it
get-
say like a spot within range? Like, read the spell out.
It's 120 feet. And I cast a 40-foot cube.
Up to
and
6
I need
creatures
to-
of your choice within a 40-foot cube
and-
within range.
Yep, that's what I said.
So
And,
where are you
you
placing
need
it?
to make a wisdom
Well, where
saving
do you
throw.
want to place it?
So,
Where can you see that you
how
want to
I
place
can-
it?
kind of center it on the middle guy, the big fat dude.
The large guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And
a
I
40-foot
counted, and
cube.
they're pretty much within 40 foot. Like, they're all within 30-ish.
So that's everyone, right?
Okay. Yeah, if it's a 40-foot cube.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it'd be
it
a-
seemed like everyone.
But you don't want to catch. Do you want to catch Ayla in it though?
Please no.
Because if you can't hit
Be
one of the
fine.
Gnoll. If you want
Not
to catch,
really.
you don't want to catch Ayla.
Just make a wisdom saving throw. It's fine. No, I'll angle
I
it. So
don't have wisdom.
Okay, so you're gonna catch. You'll catch the leader who Ayla is fighting, the large one, and then there are a few more behind him. But there's one which is just gonna not be in
Yeah, I
range.
can see. Yeah, I'll miss
Okay.
that close dude.
All right. So what is it? Wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, 17.
17. The Pack Lord leader fails.
Oh.
The large big boy fails.
Ooh.
Natural 1.
Wow.
Roll a Gnoll B. I believe that is a fail. Yes. Gnoll D fail. Gnoll C passes.
Aww.
What I should do is-
Cool.
Pretty good.
So their speed is halved. They take -2 to AC and Dex saving throws, and they can't use reactions. They can only do an action or a bonus action. And there's a couple of things to do with abilities and magic items, but
Yeah, they don't really need to worry about that.
yeah. You can't make more than one
I'm-
melee or ranged
An
attack,
attack.
during its
Yeah.
turn.
I'm
So it's
marking
one or
them
the
all
other.
with a snail.
They
Aww.
are slow.
Aww.
They are so
You
slow.
are a
Nice.
slow
But-
boy.
And slow is concentration, yes?
Yes, it is.
Okay, case, you can have. What's a good concentrating one? Is there like a brain?
I can choose that while you carry on.
memory is a good one.
I was just gonna use this.
I'll choose one if you carry on.
All right. Well, I put one for now, but you can change it.
Okay.
Okay. So that's Nova's go. You don't move or anything like that, Nova.
No, I'm gonna stay where I am.
Lucius.
I will stay where I am and cast a 30-foot cube, which is 120 feet distance. I can cast this on these two.
30
the
foot.
big boy.
So what is it?
A 30-foot cube of hypnotic pattern, please. So I'm going to get the one that Ayla's fighting and the big boy behind him, please.
Yeah. So 30-foot cube would be. It'd be like. That's a 30-foot cube, so you'd hit those three.
I'll see that.
Oh, sorry, that's because it's on the wrong layer.
Whoops. Just put an X on myself.
Lovely.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, so you'll catch those three.
Oh, cool. There's 3. Nice.
Seemingly so. What saving throw am I making?
Wisdom 16.
Right, Gnoll leader fails.
Oh my God.
Big boy passes.
Damn.
Little guy fails.
So they're
And
charmed.
so remind us what that does. Yeah.
Spell incapacitated and speed of 0. The spell ends for an affected creature. They take any damage, or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor.
So any
They're all
damage
slow.
breaks them out of it.
Oh God.
But they're incapacitated, which means that they do nothing, basically.
They do nothing until someone hits
Damages
them, or
them.
they can shake it off.
They
or
make a
someone
save at the
can
end of their turn.
No, they have to use an action.
Somebody has to use an action to wake them up.
Yep.
Okay? All
Oh,
right.
the one in front
Yeah.
of me has that on it.
Yes.
He does, yeah. So you watch as Lucius
I don't know
summons
if
this kind of
Ayla's sensible
swirling...
enough to know that you've done that, though.
Yeah.
That's
Well, it's
down
going
to
to stop
Ayla.
him
Might
acting,
just-
at least for a round. So you summon this swirling coalescence of color and magic, and you just watch as two of them, their eyes kind of glaze over as they just begin looking around at these colors, like, and they like kind of laugh to themselves. But the big one kind of like closes its eyes, is like, "Rah! Rah!" and doesn't seem to be bothered. By
Is there
it.
anyone
Slow
that's
motion.
not affected by anything right now?
Yeah, there's
There's
a
a guy in the top corner.
Oh, right.
And speaking of which, on their turn, a bunch of these creatures then react. This one is going to go 5, 10, 15.
He runs round. Wait, he's gone
how
past
The
many-
us.
hypnotic
Okay.
pattern doesn't continue, does it? Once it's
It's a
in effect,
flash.
it doesn't like. Yeah, it's a flash. Yeah, okay.
Did he manage to dodge out of my way?
Yeah, he didn't move within your threatened
Dang
area.
it.
So this one
Half
isn't
speed for
going
any
to.
slow boys.
Yep. Well, the two slow boys at the moment. Well, only one of the slow boys can actually do anything. So
2, 3, 4. Yeah.
So they're all just running around, ignoring Ayla from the looks of things.
Yeah, oh yeah, like absolutely. They see Ayla come in and nearly destroy their, like, the person who's been giving them orders. And they've all got bows. You can see that they do have some melee weapons, but their bows in their hands, they take shots towards the two people that are casting scary magic spells at them. Yeah. Well, two of them are going to anyway. So they will make a few attacks. So each one is going to make 2 attacks with their bow. So Nova, 2 will be at you, and then 2 will be at Lucius. So we'll do Gnoll C first at Nova. That is a 23 to hit,
Oh, Jesus.
and an
yeah.
18 to hit.
Yeah.
Both hit. So each one does
Yep.
6 points of damage, so 12 points of damage total. And they seem to aim for,
then-
like, your legs, and then another
Yeah.
6. So it's six first attack, 6 on the second attack. I need you to make 2 concentration checks. So 2 Constitution saving throws.
Constitution saving
5,
throws.
10. You get
Okay.
a +3 on those, Nova, because you're 10 feet from me.
Yes.
Oh,
Plus
okay.
3 now.
Yeah.
Extra plus
So
3.
Ooh.
if I click that, did that do something? Hold on.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
It did.
Constitution plus 3, so
Um,
add another 3, so that's 16
3
on
onto that
1.
16. That's a pass. Yep. DC's only 10. So even with the +3 from
Ooh.
Sentry, that's a
Oh,
9.
No.
The slow goes.
Dang.
God damn it!
Yeah, that's the problem with
Tear up my piece of
multi-attack.
paper that I wrote it down on.
So these 2 arrows, by the way, they strike your legs, and the arrows kind of like impale like near your feet and like scratch across your legs. Your speed is reduced by 10 feet until the end of your next turn. So you've got 10 less speed. And then the regular Gnoll regular Gnoll is going to take 2 shots at them.
Amazing.
So this is at you, Lucius, for a 13
Yep.
and a 14.
Yep.
So 6 points of damage, followed by 6 more points of damage. Is Hypnotic Pattern concentration?
No, it's just a flash.
Wow.
Okay, so just your speed is reduced by 10, and you take 12 points of damage overall.
I would have been fine with
And
those
then
hits.
the last one at the very back, whose slowness, you see his body kind of begin speeding up, and he like looks around. He's like, he'll take 2 shots at Ayla.
Bitch.
As the arrow comes flying in. 9, I know, is a miss.
Nope.
10 is a miss. Fuck, I can hit the 2 squishies easy. Can't
I'm
hit
not
Ayla though.
squishy. Got
You're pretty
72
squish.
hit
She's not that.
points.
Nah,
You're not that
you're pretty
squishy.
Squish. You're pretty squish. Squish.
not.
You're made of air.
You're made of air.
Compared to Quill and Lucius.
Yeah. The other
Can't deal with
Gnoll
exhaustion.
appears to just be completely unfazed.
Nolling
And then
around.
I'm just gonna make a perception check for some other guys. Nope, they don't know what's fucking going on.
Cool.
Okay. So that is A, B, C, D, E, F. Sentry.
Cool. I'm gonna move up on this guy and give him the old 1-2 smackaroo.
Just kind of cackles
So-
at you, but does look somewhat alarmed as you go for him. That
So
is
rolling
regular
D20.
Gnoll A.
7.
She's got a whole alphabet of gnolls.
plus-
So that was
So
do have
many
an alphabet of
right?
Gnolls. This is one of the archers. Yeah,
Where am I?
Right.
attack bonus.
Where's my attack bonus? Where's he gone? I've lost it.
Actions.
PCs.
Plus 40.
Plus, yeah.
Under actions.
There it is. Plus 9. There we go.
So yeah, 16 is a hit.
Plus 9. 16.
These
Nice.
guys just appear to be wearing like rough leather armor as well. They don't seem to be too heavily armored.
So then I'll give him a smack with that one.
Okay. 11 points of
Uh,
damage.
11 damagio. And then I'll do it again. Where are you? There he is.
Just as a note, Rhiannon, as well, the
6
the auto damage from Beyond 20 doesn't seem to be including the extra D4 for Her Majesty's Rose as well.
Yeah, I've
Okay,
just
no
been
worries.
doing my
Okay.
Howling Tempest manually because
Yeah.
just not
Yeah.
going to work.
Okay. So,
So just
9,
do
10
another
on top.
D4.
Do a D4.
Yeah, and then this attack will also hit afterwards.
4.
It's another 4.
Nice.
So the thorns of as the sword strikes, the metal kind of warps and shifts and creates these thorns along the blade, tearing into the Gnoll's fur and flesh. And then the second attack definitely hit as well. So roll damage for that
Cool.
one.
So we do that one. And then a D4.
That was with your dagger, by the way.
Oh. Oh my goodness. There we
You're
go.
better off just rolling the dice in roll 20.
Yeah, I think
I'll
Just
do
that
for
from now
because
on.
This isn't working.
Yeah.
It does work. It's just if you click the wrong thing and stuff like that, and you have to manually
Yeah.
add the other
I know,
damage.
it's just very,
Um,
very slow.
Yep. And with
There
that,
we go.
you watch as this Gnoll is obliterated. A sentry just runs up and tears into him.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That was one of the archers gone then straight away.
Yes, that's the one that shot at Nova, shot at Lucius. So you run up,
Ah.
and then the Her Majesty's Road just tears into its flesh, ripping it apart. These deep wounds, as it just kind of collapses to the ground. You can see the other Gnolls kind of look around at each other, look at their leader, like, what shall we do? And then he's just staring into space, which is all he does on his turn. Quillic.
I'd like to do a hold action to basically level 1 guiding bolt the first person, like any of the melee people hit next. So if Ayla hits someone, then I'll guiding bolt that before she hits it. Can I do that?
Yeah, so your thing is before one of my companions attacks a creature, I will guiding bolt it.
Yeah, just to give them advantage on the hit as well.
Sure.
Although,
Yeah, if you hit,
actually,
obviously.
I might just destroy them. And then I'm not going to move, and that's my turn.
Okay. All right. So you're holding your action. Okay. After your turn, the big boy goes, and he does not seem very happy. He doesn't like this bright light. He doesn't like this angry lady who's beating up his friend. He's just going to come stomping past. He's going to shove this guy out of the way. In fact, he's going to move around to this side. So he kind of wheels around you, Ayla, as you're fighting the first guy. This big troll, kind of this huge, gluttonous, fat gnoll kind of squeezes past. You can see it's got this large flail. It's spinning around in its head. Its legs don't look particularly stable on the ground. And it just kind of like... but its movements are all sluggish from the slow... the slow spell went, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That. Yeah, its movements aren't sluggish at all, and in fact, it swings this flail
Very quick.
viciously towards you.
It's me.
Yep, 18 to hit.
I think that just gets me just yet.
Okay, next attack is 16 to hit, so that
Nope.
does not hit. So
What kind of
you
damage
take
is he doing?
16 bludgeoning, so half that to 8.
Okay.
3d8.
Bam! It
though.
hits you
Oh.
once, and you kind of like shrug off the blow as this big flail slams into you, and then you sidestep to the next one, and he kind of looks confused, like,
You are small. Don't move fast.
No. I don't understand you, dude. You're just weird. No. You're just gross.
and it's your go.
Oh.
He's last in
I'll-
initiative.
I'll say to him, just 1 second, and I'll turn around and
Smack this other guy.
does Quill's action go off to
Yes, it does.
Yeah, which one are
Yep.
you hitting?
the one that
the
I was
pack
already
leader.
hitting, the small one?
Yeah.
The teeny boy. Okay.
Teeny boy.
So 15 plus guiding bolt, plus 8, 23.
That's a hit.
4d6
So-
of DiMaggio's. 12.
The ray of light obliterates him.
Okay,
Oh.
never mind.
Oh, crikey.
As these various quill, like feather-like bolts fly out of your hands. Already weakened by the blows Ayla had dealt earlier, it just shreds his armor and sends him flying to the ground.
Just continue your swing, but spin it around.
Nice work, Quill! Just turn around a minute, and I'm back.
This is where
Okay.
like a very rules lawyery GM will be like, no, you said you attack a guy, he's not there, you waste that attack, but I'm not going to do that.
That would
'cause
be
that's
so
really-
dumb. That would
She
be
lifted
It's
a
really
hammer,
easy. It's really
and he
easy as well.
exploded.
Yeah.
11 plus 9, so 20 to hit.
This is on the big boy. That's a hit.
Yeah. And I'll just roll the next hit. 9 plus 9, so 18 to hit.
And that is also a hit.
Okay, so first shot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 damage with the hammer. And
for the first one?
next one will be 17 damage with the hammer. Plus dex throw.
3.
Failure. 1 lightning damage. Woo! Big,
One
big
lightning
hits
damage.
here. Woo!
Yeah, the hammer slams in, and you can see that the enormous layers of extra flesh and tissue absorb some of the blow. Not quite sure how much impact they've had on the creature, but it definitely shudders back from the blows, and it's like, "Ugh, ugh,
No, I'm going to eat you.
I would advise against that. You're already quite fat, dude.
More. I want more.
No, not today.
Hungry.
Nova.
God.
Sounds like they
Great.
got a
Eat
problem.
flesh things.
I think
Flesh
they've been
things,
cursed.
brilliant. I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast on the big boy. Both beams. Let's do it. So if I click that, what happens? So that's a 26 on the first beam.
Yep.
And 8 points damage. And I guess
He's dead.
18 on the second.
Hits.
6 points of damage.
Boop. Yep. Bam, bam. Both beams slam into the creature, and again, it's like, "Rah, rah," and the impact of the force seems to kind of shudder through its body. Anything else?
No.
Okay, Lucius.
No. I'm good.
I'm going to fling an acid chromatic orb at the big boy, please.
Okay.
Wow.
What was that?
Me clicking. 27.
Well, it hits. Yep. And
At third level,
that's 23 points of
23
acid.
And
Yikes.
dichromancy
Nice.
at that third level is 7.
Do you want the dichromancy to hit the same target, or do you want to hit like the little knoll
I'm going to
behind
ping
him?
the other one that's to the southeast of him.
Yeah. And that was how much is the dichromancy
7,
damage on that one?
please.
7. Yeah. So you watch as this huge glob of acid splashes across this huge furry fat creature, and the acid burns away, and you just watch as the skin and the flesh begins to bubble and melt, and this horrible scent of like burning flesh wafts through the air as the acid just coats it, and it's like no. It begins like kind of squirming in pain as the acid melts its way through it. Anything else, Lucius?
Bonus action barriering.
Shield, so
Oh,
plus 2 to
Thank
AC.
he remembered.
Nice.
Did.
Look at that little smile. I did a thing.
I did it. I did the thing. I did.
I did it.
Okay. Okay. So, and then I guess that on this turn, the incapacitated one is still just stood staring at nothing.
La 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 la.
Has he got no check to make to get out of that, or
Only
It's
if
just
his
like
buddy
that.
wakes him up,
oh,
which
So
I'm trying to
someone
decide if
slaps
his
him.
buddy would do.
I think my
I don't think his buddy
hypnotic
would
thing was concentration.
Oh, was it?
I think so. Is it too far now? Shall I roll?
I mean, tell me for definite. Is it concentration? Or not?
Yes, it is.
Look
It's
it
got
up
a
on the
little-
wonders of
It's-
D&D Beyond.
It is.
Cool. Roll two Constitution saving throw checks. Passed first one. Passed on the second one.
Nice.
So his buddies don't seem to care and abandon him. They're just like, no, fuck this.
all right.
And they begin backing off. So this one's going to go back about here. And then this one, I think, can go...
Where's here? I can't really see much.
Well, if you can't see it, that's because you need to move forward, Quillicadcalar. You
Where's
don't know
here
where
for
they
the
go.
podcast? In that case, Well,
So
let's
they
roundabout way.
are moving away from the battle. They are moving away from the front line of the battle. They seem to be
Okay.
making their way to the far side of the monastery. But they still have enough time to fire off a couple of shots each, which they are going to aim all at Ayla. Don't draw on the map.
Oh,
Doing it for the benefit.
Oh, benefit. It doesn't
For
help
the
the podcast,
children.
Trot. The stream can see. So this is 4 arrow shots at Ayla. That's a miss. That is a 17.
no,
Can't remember if that hits you or not.
no.
17 doesn't hit. It's 18 AC.
18.
Yep. Miss. That one is a miss. It's actually only +4. So 16 and then 17. So yeah, these arrows just come flying in and you're just kind of ducking to the side of them. They're bouncing off your leather armor and things like that as you're fighting this larger Gnoll. But they're just kind of like keeping their bows trained as they slowly back away. The other ones are all dead. That guy was incapacitated. Sentry.
I think I will. They're all,
What are you
they're all
laughing
running
at, Chris
away.
Trot?
Just Trot looks so pleased with himself when he does like a little thing. Like so he's just made it obvious whose go it is and stuff like that. So
I'll go here.
simple pleasures.
Yeah, I'll go there.
Where's that?
And then
for the
I
purpose
will.
of me. Before I lose my fucking mind.
Next to the gluttonous troll, the gluttonous
you.
Gnoll.
Cool. So I'm moving up on the big boy, and then I'm gonna bonus action cast Wrathful Smite on my
Okay.
sword, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna wait and then hold an action. And if he swings at Ayla, I'll give him a whack.
Okay, so you clearly prime yourself, waiting for an opportunity where if he swings for Ayla, then he'll you're gonna
Prime!
attack back. Okay,
You
The
get
prime
it?
is
Ear
primed.
dodge.
Quillic.
Okay, I guess if people are doing that prime stuff, then I'll do the same thing I did last time, except this time I'll try not to blow the thing away. I'll do another thing.
I mean,
guiding
you
bolt.
can blow the thing away if you want.
Yeah, just
Oh, I'll
blow
just
it.
guiding bolt it now. Like there's
Away.
actually the two running away. No, instead, can I do a entangle on the furthest archer? The ones
What's
that
the
are running
range?
away. 90 feet, so it will hit.
Okay.
And they need to do a strength save 16.
40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70.
He is actually so happy with himself every time he does a little ping on the map.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
actually
so you
two,
can-
both. It's both things. 20 feet.
20-foot
right?
radius. Yep, you can hit both. So
I
what's
wanna
that? Saving throw?
entangle both. For both, yeah.
Yep.
Strength.
Strength saving throw?
Yes.
DC?
16.
One passes, one fails. And I rolled that in order, so the one on the far edge succeeds, but the closest one fails.
Okay, so that was with Lady Duskwillow's ring. So do I have a spell slot spare or no?
What do you mean?
So it's one action to do that. Can I use a bonus action as a spell, or is that
No.
a no? Okay.
No.
Fair enough.
Still,
In
you're,
that case-
you're casting it from an item, but it still follows all the normal rules for casting spells.
Okay, fair enough.
You're still casting a spell, you're just using an item to do it.
Yeah, and also I'll go around the corner so I get a better sight of these things as well.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
And that's my turn.
Okay. In that case, the large Gnoll will turn. It was already kind of facing Ayla, but it kind of points itself in the middle of Ayla and Sentry. And you see that all the wounds that it sustained, all of the damage, its skin begins to ripple, and you see it kind of like regurgitate as a pile of just acid and vomit spews out from its mouth,
God.
coating the two of you. Can you both make dex saving throws, please?
Cool. You get a +3 on that one. Ayla.
Ew.
Yeah.
Of all things, I did not expect it to just throw up on him.
God
That's
damn.
Lucius.
So not with advantage. That wouldn't have been with advantage.
I don't know
so
why it
it'll
rolled
be the first roll.
advantage.
No, I only
think 'cause
clicked it once.
If you're using that beyond 20, then it will automatically roll twice for advantage and disadvantage to save
Right.
time. Because I thought the main thing was we weren't going to use that as much. So
It's saving a ton of
okay.
time.
it does save time, Tom. It does save time. But if not everybody's using it, it won't. If everybody uses it, it does. So Ayla, that's a fail, and then Sentry, that's a pass. 3d10, 5. So that's 24. So that's 24 acid damage to Ayla, and then 12 acid damage to Sentry. As this hideous bile just emerges
Tis
from
but a
its gullet,
scratch.
spraying across the two of you, as it just coats them both, really. And
It's
then
not a
Sentry,
spell,
you get to
I
make your.
assume.
It's not a spell, no. It's just like some sort of natural acid or vomit, like a dragon's breath kind of thing.
Ugh.
And then Sentry, you get to make your attacks.
Nice. Alrighty, popping off time. D20 going now. Okay.
So yeah,
And
even with
then
your
D8
with your
plus-
modifier, that's definitely going to hit. So
Okay, so then the D8. Ba-ba-da, that's 7 plus. My god, 5. So that's 12.
12,
And then
D4.
plus a D4. So that's 12, 13. And then the D6 from Raffle Smite.
That's just so many.
15 for the first one.
Yes.
That sword is crazy.
And then I'll do the second attack. D20.
So Wrathful Smite's already gone, so that's spent.
Yep. So that's D20 and then D8 plus 5.
Well, what's the total attack roll? Just so we know.
Total
So
attack is
you roll a
18.
9. Yeah, so that hits, and then
Okay. And then
Yep.
2 plus 5. So that is a 7.
Yep,
Plus the
and then
D4.
Yep.
10.
So 10 more points. Bam, bam, bam.
That's a lot.
You watch as like Sentry just tears into it. Her Majesty's Rose just tearing at the creature's flesh. It's still standing, but you can see just blood is pouring out of the various wounds, the cuts all across this creature, just completely covering it now in blood. Its fur is soaked crimson as it sways on its two large, kind of flabby legs. It kind of looks around with one lazy eye, begins swinging its flail. And we go to Ayla at the top of the round.
Hello. I would like to recklessly attack him, please.
Okay. Yep.
So
with advantage.
Oh, sorry. No, I did that wrong.
Well, you can just take
did that wrong.
just add the modifier.
So
I mean, no, you could just
17
you got a 17 and a 17 for
and a
the roll.
17. So 17 plus 9, that'll hit.
That's a hit. Yep.
And for the next one, ooh, I'll just do my other attack. An 18 plus 9, so that will hit.
Yes.
Yep, both hit.
10 for the first hit. 13 for the second hit. And
as the second hammer comes down, the lightning doesn't need to happen, because as the second hammer comes down, the skull of the creature is just caved in by the hammer, and it kind of wobbles for a moment, and then one leg buckles, and then its next leg buckles, and it falls onto the ground as blood just begins pooling and staining the grass beneath it, as its large form.
We cast blindness on the nun. Doesn't need to see this.
It's for the best.
Yeah. So after Ayla, anything else?
Nova,
Move.
you wanna blast those little shits that are they're running away?
Nova!
Blast them.
I rub my hands together.
I will
Hold my hands.
I will move. I will move towards them.
Okay.
Like,
Get all up in their face.
Nova, you're
Yeah.
next.
30. Yeah, I'm gonna. So it's 3 Gnolls, isn't it?
There is one of them is just staring into space, like completely
which
incapacitated.
one is that?
That is the one with the. Oh yeah, I've given them the same symbol. It's the one
Yeah.
closest to the bushes. I will put a different thing for them.
Okay.
Oh, in fact, I'll use this net.
That's fine.
So the one Ayla's next to is...
That's
He's
the
chill.
entangled one. Yeah, the one that
So
Ayla's
cool.
next to is the entangled one. The one above it,
Okay.
and then the one which is near the bushes to the side of the monastery is the one that is staring into space. And then there is one which is unaffected by anything. Further behind, it seems to be making a run for the other side of the monastery.
So it's
the
going
one
for
where the bushes have been
it's
hit
starting to
by
run.
entangled.
Yep.
It would have been as well. I mean, it's incapacitated. Like, it literally can't do anything.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay, I'm
In that
gonna
case,
so-
blast the one that's
It's
running.
just- I'll put it as entangled because you'll get
Yeah.
advantage against it, but it's...
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Nice.
Oh my god!
Which
You
one
got
was that
crit.
against? The entangled one?
The one that's running. The one that's running away.
Okay, the furthest away.
I'm
Yep.
ignoring entangled. I'm ignoring hypnotic patting. I'm going for the one that's running. I rolled a 29 to hit.
You rolled a
Yeah,
crit.
that's a crit.
Yeah,
giving
the
you a
crit, and the crit's already worked out the way that we do it, so it's 18 damage to that one.
Oh,
Nice.
Man.
That's
Awesome.
one
Thing is-
blast.
It might be easier for everyone to use the Beyond 20 thing and then just add any modifiers that it's missing, like for the Rage and the Her Majesty's Rose and stuff, because it does
I
make
see.
stuff like this
Okay.
a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the next one is just 4 points of damage,
Yes.
which is actually,
both
ironically...
both on the runny boy.
Yep, and that's the 4 damage is exactly how much health he had left. So
Yay!
these 2 blasts
Nice.
just
Mark?
disintegrate him. Yep.
Can I do something with my bonus action, please?
Yep.
Can I
Go on,
raise
do
specter?
you describe it?
So, once I see it go down, I'm going to point Tiangong in its direction, and a kind of, I guess, like a blue beam is going to shoot out and recreate like a digital outline of the Gnoll, and then it's just going to flicker
From
into
its
light,
body,
and
it
there's
kind
going
of
to
like
be
copies the
a
body. and then-
faded digital, almost hologram like a pale blue hologram of the Gnoll rises up. I need to roll initiative for it.
I'll do that.
Wait, it enters combat. What the? Oh my
I'll
God.
just do it. Wait, it
Okay,
died.
plus
It
2.
she killed it.
+2. I've got the specter stats up, so that's.
Oh,
a
you've
+2
got the
to
specter
initiative.
stats. I see. Oh yeah, because it uses the
Yeah.
specter stats. It's not the Gnoll
I just mean
stats.
if
Yeah.
it joins
So
our
7.
side, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'll just
This
try
is
and
the
remember
first time I've
that's it.
managed to do this.
That's
Looks
awesome.
So it's
Novery.
basically
It's Novery,
the
right?
specter's at the end of the round. So
Okay.
okay, Lucius.
I will move with my 20 speed to there.
Okay.
And I will once again chromatic orb, but at 2nd level because I'm running low on the closest one in a straight line to me.
So
Kind
the
of a-
one that is entangled and incapacitated by your the hypnotic pattern.
I've pinged it.
Yeah.
And I will.
I'm describing
that
it for the podcast.
Yeah. Acid. Cheers then.
Sure. Well, you have advantage. It's,
Wait,
I mean,
was
it's
that
melted.
another nat 20?
Like you literally melt it alive. It's just in
Amazing.
one blow
Crikey.
you reduce
Nice.
it to a steaming pile of
It's a
nothing.
19 damage. Yeah, boy.
Nice.
Damn.
No, it's 29. It's 10 plus 19 because of the
Ah.
way the crit works.
Oh, I see. Nice.
Yeah. And in fact, actually, no, that's because it's not using the full
It's dead.
rule from that. It's dead. It's fucking dead. It's just incinerated. It's reduced to a viscous puddle.
Oh, it's thrown up
Ugh.
again.
And it couldn't scream in pain because it was incapacitated and like it was just like 1 minute it was staring into a
Oh
blissful
my
light
God.
and then the next minute it was nothing.
Oh my god.
Can I also dichromancy that to the other one?
The other guy?
6 points of damage to the one in front of Ayla, please.
To regular Gnoll C. 6 points. Badly injured, has been blasted by various spells, has now got globs of acid burning through one of its arms.
And I'm
it
just
looks
standing next to
terrified.
it like, oh,
Yeah. So,
Crikey.
Go on.
on its go, is it an action to break free of the entangle, Tom?
It,
I think they have to save
Yeah.
against it.
yeah, action to make a strength save.
Yep.
Strength
Okay.
16.
It will try and do that.
Oh,
It
Ooh.
breaks free and
That's a
then
20.
desperately tries to run for it.
Okay, I get an attack of opportunity.
You get an
then.
attack of opportunity, and if this hits, it's dead.
Nice.
Can I reckless an attack of opportunity? I don't know if I can.
No, so,
Can.
well, did you reckless on your turn?
Yes.
Oh no, in fact, I think this was clarified. So I think it's any attacks during your turn are, but no,
Okay,
you
that's
don't
fine.
get it on. I'll check
14
that.
plus
I could be
9.
wrong on that. Yeah, it's dead.
Damn.
As
Perfect.
it
Awesome.
breaks free of these vines, like it kind of like rips and bites at the vines and tears itself free, and it turns desperately, going for a sprint towards the far side of the monastery. When you just Ayla swings once and rips its head free from its body, sending this hyena's head spiraling through the air, blood spraying out of its lifeless corpse
Cool.
as it falls to the ground, and it's very dead, very, very, very dead.
Nice.
Okay, wait, everyone, quiet, and can I do a perception check to see if there were any more that heard that or are rushing towards us?
Sure, you can make a perception check. Make a perception check for me. I will also make some perception checks.
Yeah, exactly. So 15 plus my perception, 23.
23. You hear some things. You can definitely hear the faint sound of voices coming from within the monastery. Maybe the sound of like footsteps. And that's all you can hear for now.
Was the
Okay.
door smashed open?
Part of it is definitely like there's some of it has definitely been broken. I will
Okay.
remove the door.
Meanwhile,
Should
I'm
now
just
be
kind of
able-
like, I'm silently dancing around, just kind of mouthing, yes, 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 looking at my specter, like, yes, 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 yes. Like, I
Yeah,
finally
it just
managed to
stands
raise
there.
it.
It just kind of
Yeah.
stands there, How long does it last?
Until my next long rest.
Okay, so it just stays there.
So it's just here. Okay.
Yeah, and it follows my
this
command.
Okay.
Might nip back to the sister and update her that perhaps we've dealt with the Gnolls on the outside of the monastery. However, there may be more danger inside. Please do not go around the corner right now. It's not very pretty, should I say. I know you're
Sorry,
paralyzed by
I'm thinking
fear
of
right now. It's terrifying. But
Yes, very paralyzed by fear.
we're going to get through this, okay? Stay with me.
And so you've gone back to her, right, Lucius?
Yes.
As you make your way back and you're talking to her, she's like looking at you, kind of like semi-stunned. You don't think she's been watching the fight, but she's looking at the monastery itself. And you can see her hands have gone bone white from where she's clutching her holy symbol of Cyana, desperately close to her chest, and she's looking she's probably looking in the windows, like trying to see if she can see inside.
We're doing
But
everything
as you
we
are,
can. Just so
as
you
you're
know.
talking to her, from the north, past the outhouse and round the corner towards the back of the monastery, you hear what sounds like a wooden door creak and some sort of like kind of whispering.
Messengering. There's some horrible things to the north. Maybe we should go back here and investigate.
Okay, everyone back around.
Okay.
I come back around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, background.
Yep.
Come on, Spectre boy.
Here they come.
I will put that under your command if you give me a second,
Yeah.
Kim. Controlled by Kim. Show name
Probably get
plate.
her to come
Hologram
round
Gnoll.
as well.
Save change.
Who?
There you go. That's under your command
Thank
now.
you.
Yeah. Do you guys all like everyone who's going to move?
Yeah, so
I mean,
I've
are
gone
we
back round the
still
corner.
using maps enough to? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're gonna
if there's
count
another
that.
fight happening, absolutely.
Well, I think that. So, I'm just trying to think about like, so they would here, they would move down.
Maybe we should try to lure them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While
okay.
Mark's doing this,
So
I'm just,
by the
like,
time
talking to my
everybody-
Spectre, like, come on.
It doesn't speak back. It just kind of follows
No,
you and
yeah.
does like looks around. Its movements are kind of janky, like a kind of glitchy graphic. It kind of like walks, but its walk cycle isn't quite right. So it's like legs bounce in a weird way.
That's cool.
But yeah, as you all gather round and you start looking towards it, and Meredith like kind of blinks a few times looking at you. But nothing comes around the corner.
There was some chattering, I swear, up to the north. From a window.
Did it sound like nuns?
No. If they were very unusual.
Well, let's do the same we did this time, but this time lure them round to us.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I'll stay here. I won't move. I promise.
Sure. But you're way at the back. Where's here?
Well,
I go up to
Yeah,
here and peek around the corner.
So you move up to the far edge of the corner, past up near the outhouse, and start peering round the stone wall of the monastery itself. Yeah, make a stealth check. Sentry is stood at the very by the sister. I'm assuming you're kind of all gathered around this little
Yeah.
tree that she's huddling behind.
Natural
just
20!
trying to be quiet.
Ayla, quiet
one
as
sees
anything,
me.
stalking through the woods. You make your way up and you peer around the corner. You can see that there is a wooden door open that leads into a kitchen.
Oh,
Move that.
not super well
So if you
barricaded,
if you put yourself round the corner, Katie, and then you'll see what's around the corner. Yeah, and Lucius can as well. The kitchen
Cabbages.
inside looks completely trashed. There's food and debris and wood and all sorts of things have been ripped from it. You might just hear the faint sounds of running coming from the beyond the far side of the monastery, on the opposite side to the current side you're at. Sounds like a couple of creatures running very, very quickly away.
Oh,
Okay. Do I hear any noises that are like the Gnolls?
Make a perception check.
Um,
You strain your ears for a moment. Like I said, you can hear the faint sound of like rustling, but it's distant now. It's quite far away. But you do maybe hear voices coming from inside, like inside the monastery somewhere, through the open, slightly open windows and the now open kitchen door. You can hear a kind of like, are they gone? I do not know, sisters. We need to be cautious. Okay.
I will then
try and take a look.
Move towards the door.
I'm assuming it's clear around there.
What
I'll just tell. I'll say to them in the ring. Just 2 seconds. There might be people here, but I just want to make sure. Please.
Gnoll people?
I don't know, like other normal, regular people.
Oh.
Nuns and
Okay,
stuff.
that's good.
Yeah.
And I'll whisper into the door. It's okay. I'm not a threat. I'm not one of them. Are you okay?
Okay, so when you say that, you hear somebody move closer towards the door, and you can see probably like this door has been partly broken down as well, but not severely so. It looks like a very half-assed job. And you can see crates and barrels have been piled up in front of it. They look quite heavy. They look like they're stuffed with, probably wine and supplies and things like that. But you see a figure somewhat hidden behind them move up and kind of peer through. And you basically see, at first you see an eye patch and then a kind of a weathered looking woman's face. The hair is ragged and sweat covered. There are a few marks of blood and dirt on her face as she kind of looks through. Who are you? What are you doing here? Did you?
Sister Meredith
are the Gnolls
brought us
gone?
here. Sister Meredith brought us here.
Oh, thanks, Sayana. Oh, thank the Songheart. Yes.
Tell, guys, it's okay. It's the nuns. We're good. Sister
Are they
Meredith,
all,
come round.
Are they all? Have you got the ones at the front? There's a very large, vicious one at the front,
Yeah, it's
along with
dead
several
now.
of its pack. Oh, okay.
All
And
dead.
she turned and she's like, "It's all right, sisters. It's okay. These people, Sister Meredith has brought the mercenaries." And you can hear
Yeah,
like,
I'll,
"Oh, thank
I'll
God!
bring her
Oh,
round.
thank God!" Yeah.
Yeah, I'll start moving forward
yeah.
too.
Yeah, at this point, like, we don't need to worry too much about the map.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys make your way round, and you can see huddled into a small courtyard behind a barricade of things. You have to move into the kitchen, so the kitchen door is open that leads in. Yeah, I'm assuming you guys all kind of just step up. The kitchen's been wrecked, and the barricade, it takes you a moment to shift, but with the others on the other side helping, it doesn't take long to shift it out of the way. And you see an older-looking woman dressed in a very similar outfit to what Sister Meredith wears, but she has a breastplate over the top of it, and she has like a pauldron. She has what appears to be a crossbow in her hands, and it has a small knife on her belt as well. There's also a sister who has wrapped what appear to be like chains around her fists, and she's got these very broad shoulders and arms. But she's holding her side quite badly. The other two sisters, the other two nuns, are younger humans, and they are kind of just looking around nervously as you make your way in. And yeah, Sister Meredith comes in. She basically, as soon as she knows the coast is clear and she finds the others, she kind of runs in, wraps her arms around the abbess, who's just like, "Oh, Meredith, you have saved us all. Thank you for bringing these people here. I fear that my only hope was that you would survive by being in the mainland. This has taken a very dark turn since you left us. Thank you, all of you, for coming to our aid. I am Abbess Regina. I run the monastery in the vineyards here. This is Sister Bailey," and she points to the one with the chains wrapped around her fists. And you can see, like, anybody who has any sort of, like, fighting ability, so Sentry and Ayla, the woman with the chains around her fists and the abbess absolutely look like they know how to fight. and they have definitely not been nuns all of their lives. They look
Right.
like
Nice.
they have lived pretty rough lives. The other two younger girls look like they probably, like Sister Meredith, they don't look like they've ever left this monastery. They look pretty innocent and naive to everything kind of going on. They busy themselves checking each other. You can see that Abbess Regina has her leg, she's limping on one leg really badly. She can't really put any pressure on it and is struggling to walk. And Sister Bailey is clutching her side. You can see that they've both clearly been quite badly injured. They have various cuts and bruises and scrapes all over their body as they kind of look to you.
I am thankful you are all safe. Is there anyone else missing in the monastery?
Not in the monastery, but yes, a couple of our sisters are missing. They were still inside the winery when the larger force attacked, and I couldn't get back to them. I had to bring who we had here, and it took everything to just barricade this place and keep it safe for a time. I think it is only that the one leading this group have issued orders to gather food that stopped them from killing us immediately.
Right.
Yes, I need a moment just to compose myself. And she's like, please come, let us sit down somewhere. My leg is quite painful.
Is
It's
there
been a
anyone
frantic
else
few
injured?
days. She looks around, just myself and Bailey. The other two do not fight.
Okay.
One of them the large one hit my leg. I think it's broken. And Bailey took a nasty blow to the ribs. I'm not sure if either of us are in a condition to be able to do much.
Heal you, but not sure about the leg, unfortunately, but it'll at least get you in a better fighting condition than you are now.
Perhaps let us wait a moment. I must ask something of you, and I want you to have all of the resources available to you.
Okay.
And she kind of leads you back through a very pretty courtyard, like a garden filled with bushes and flowers, and into the study room that was barricaded up that you saw before. No, she'd probably lead you into the front, actually, where the door's been broken down, but there are several pews and an altar, and you can see a statue to Sayana, this little halfling with a lyre, like a heart-shaped lyre, who appears to be singing, is a large statue behind the altar. She leads you in and is like, please, sit down. I am so sorry. The job that I sent Meredith to hire people for, we thought that it was... we've had trouble with these creatures before. They come into the vineyards, they steal fruit and grapes, but we see them off. We have guards on our walls. They are not normally a problem. And when they attacked recently, well, they injured a few of our guards, and I thought perhaps we could hire some sellswords just to see them off, clear them off as normal. But things have escalated. They have far greater numbers than before, and one of them wields magic that I've never seen these creatures use before. I've seen them use some shamanistic abilities, but now several of them have strange magics.
Have you
They
witnessed
are
any of this magic?
enraged. Yes, I saw one of them as we were trying to flee. They cast a spell that made the air heavy, made it hard to move, things like that. And the large one, the one that is, I'm assuming, still in the winery, something was wrong with it. Its eyes were glowing red, and its fur was laced with red lightning. It just, all it wanted was to eat and feed. It was drinking the
great.
wine and eating the grapes.
Oh dear.
Where have I
Okay.
heard that before?
Yep.
You seem to know all of this. You have encountered creatures like this before?
We have ideas of what it
Yes.
could be, but we don't want to jump to any conclusions yet. But it's something we can deal with. Definitely. Hopefully. Maybe.
My concern is that from here they will head south, and there are villages, settlements, and I don't think that they will be prepared to deal with this sort of these numbers and this magic that these creatures have. And two of my sisters are still somewhere. I think that they are in the winery itself, but I cannot go and help them. We have gold. I have things that I can provide you as payment, but please, drive these creatures from our monastery and from our vineyards. Rescue my people, please. I have prayed to Sayana for saviors, and here you are.
Well, you also have a defensible location and plenty of food. If hunger is what's driving them, then we can lure them here.
They won't. I doubt that they will abandon the winery. All of our grapes, the wine, we have years, gallons of it stored there. The poultry supplies we have here, I doubt they are after. They wanted us. They wanted to eat us.
Okay, well, we can get the people out of the winery, definitely, and deal with whatever's trapped in there. I just mean for the rest of them. Or, well, I guess we might need to take it to the source and find out if we can break the nest, I guess. A gnoll nest, is that what it is?
I don't know. They normally just rove in packs around the mountainside. I've never heard of them being this coordinated or gathered in such large numbers before.
How long ago did this gathering and this lightning?
It was the night after we sent Meredith. They stormed in the night. They overran the walls, slaughtered our guards, and then they descended on the winery. I had just enough time to grab the others and begin fleeing here through the vineyards.
Okay.
I only glimpsed it for a moment. It was leading the rest of them. I remember its terrible voice bellowing to be fed.
Okay, well, while all the smaller ones are on the run, I think now is the best time to attempt to get that thing out of the winery and deal with that. And then we'll get more answers ourselves.
Yep.
I know that this is a lot to
Sounds
ask,
good.
and you are putting your lives at risk, but I will make sure you are rewarded. I can assure you of this.
The fact
Wow.
that we've seen this affliction before, it has purpose for us as well to deal with this. There's a greater
And
threat.
truly, Sayana sent you to us.
Yes, we hope that we could do all we can.
Thank you.
Would heal minor injury help her leg?
It will. Costs money
It will.
to cast.
Oh, I thought it was a major
Okay.
injury.
Broken leg, I think, is a major injury. The ribs are a minor injury, but it all costs money. All
Oh,
costs
so when
money.
I cast it as a ritual, I need to pay. Okay.
Still costs me. Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. You have to spend money. That's the point of it.
Comes out with a little
Okay.
ATM machine.
Yeah.
Contactless.
It's you spend the gold on the resources. Like ritual casting, it just means you don't spend a slot to cast it. Ritual casting just means you spend an hour and 10 minutes rather than the hour that it normally costs, and you don't spend a spell slot. But you have to assemble the material components, like the rare incenses, the rare oils, the holy soaked bandages that are all part of the spell, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a material
I just-
component cost. You don't get to ignore that.
Because when I cast other rituals like
Yeah,
comprehend
not all
languages
rituals
and
have
stuff like that,
not all rituals have a component cost, but if they do, you have to pay it.
but I thought
If
as
it says in the
as a
spell-
warlock I don't have to.
No, absolutely you do. Yep, absolutely you do. Clerics, anybody who casts a spell, if a spell has a material component, you have to pay the cost. Unless there is a unique thing about it, like certain creatures have innate spells that don't need to cast them, but that's not how your spell casting works. Like,
Okay, so
I
like
guess especially
levitate,
the way
I
we're
wouldn't-
doing, especially the way we're doing injuries and stuff like that.
well,
it's a bit more
that's also just the
serious.
nature of spell casting. That's also just how
Yeah.
Yeah.
spells work, like with material components. It's like casting Raise Dead. Like, you still have to spend the gold.
So like levitate, I wouldn't need to because that's a racial thing. 'Cause
Well, no, it
otherwise you
depends
need
on the
material.
spell. Certain spells have a gold cost as part of the material components.
Okay.
Yeah, like magic circle.
So
Okay.
only certain spells have it, like Raise Dead, the Heal Minor Injury, things like Lucius, like his Chromatic Orb, technically he has to have a 50 GP diamond, but it doesn't consume it when he casts it. He just like holds it and it casts a spell out of it, and I just factor that
Yeah.
into
It's
Trot's
the same
starting
with
equipment.
No, so sorry, I'm
with
getting it
scrying and
confused
stuff,
with,
you
like-
just need the crystal
I'm-
ball.
I'm getting it confused with things like Gentle Repose says a pinch of salt and 1 copper piece.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, that's
like
enough.
levitate.
If it doesn't have a cost, I hand wave it, and I just say like, yeah,
okay.
you're just
That's
casting it. For
yeah, that's
getting
what
gold.
I'm getting confused about. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
if it
fine.
has a cost, you still have to pay the cost.
Yeah, so if there's
Also,
a
I've
physical,
got a
like...
focus,
it's-
so that's
Yeah.
what replaces a lot of the components.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
You're using your spellcasting focus, but if it has a material cost, then you can't.
Carry on.
It's microtransactions. Spellcasting.
Yeah.
It's a way to get gold out of the economy, basically. That's literally kind of its purpose.
Cool,
Okay.
cool.
So, yeah, the winery, the big boy in there.
Yeah, like, do you just want to start making your way down there? Like, what do you want to do?
I don't know. What's everyone think?
I guess that's our purpose. The winery has dangers in it, and that's the best thing for what we know best. To defeat the big bad.
How long have they been holed up in the winery?
It's been 2 days. Like I said, they
days.
attacked a couple of days ago. They sent the ones that you killed here, arrived in the very early hours yesterday morning, but they didn't immediately start trying to take down the barricades. They seemed content to just wait.
Okay.
I think they were waiting on something.
Well, especially sorts out for what they're waiting on arrives, I guess.
I don't know their purpose, apart from just seeking to consume everything that they can get their hands on. They have been after the grapes, the wine, any foodstuffs they can get, they take back to the winery.
Have
Okay.
you?
It's a lot of damage.
Are there any other access points to this winery?
The winery itself, there's a front and back entrance past the walls, but the actual building itself, it has the main entrance, but I suppose you could go in above the wagon. There's a section where we load the barrels onto the wagon from the first floor. You could
Anything
climb
a
up there, I
bit
suppose.
More secretive, yes, would be a good vantage point for us.
That would possibly be where you could enter. There's a small stable out the front where we bring the wagon in and out of, but then if above there's a hole where we lower the barrels in.
Have you been there in the last day? Or at least are aware
No.
of...
We fled here and have locked ourselves up, hoping that Meredith would bring someone back to help.
Very well. I think you should remain stationed here while we go and investigate.
I wish I could come with you to help. I want to fight, but with my leg, I feel like I will only slow you down.
I think you've done enough. Save yourselves and keep yourselves safe.
She kind of like looks at you very sternly, puts a hand on like your shoulder, and just it's like we will pray to Sayana and to whichever gods will listen to assist you. I fear what those things will do if they descend upon the other villages or the other settlements here.
Right.
They are simple people with simple farms. There's no way that they will be able to survive this kind of onslaught.
This must be contained, and we will do what we can. But time is of the most importance right now, and I think we should get going.
Yes.
And she's like, we will try and barricade the doors again as best as we can and take defensive positions, just in case.
If you don't hear from
Meredith,
us,
you will stay with us.
I suggest you start your exit strategy now, with or without us.
We could begin making our way down towards the docks, towards the boat, but there's only one, and I don't know where else for us to go. This is
We're
our
not
home.
here.
This is...
By nightfall, go without us.
All right, okay. I'll see what we can do. And she kind of just nods. And they look around at the other sisters and the other nuns who kind of nod their heads. And then they all gather in front of the altar. And she starts taking her armor off and stuff like that. And they all join hands and seem to bow their heads towards the statue of Sayana itself. Begin muttering low prayers to each other.
Right then. Time for another frolic?
Let's go.
Yep.
Frolic.
Let's finish this.
That's not a word.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Meredith comes up to you before you guys begin heading off. Before you guys set off, she's just like, you'll need to head down through the vineyard, down the hill towards the winery itself. There's a couple of paths that you can take. Just head down and you'll see it.
Okay.
You guys make your way out of the monastery and you begin following the path as recommended by Meredith. And you see, it doesn't take long before you come across, these rows and rows of fields of long, trellised vined bushes, and it is a vineyard, as you can imagine. The soft green soil and the dirt beneath your feet. The time, it's probably not been too much longer. It's still quite early afternoon. The sun probably now just beginning to descend. Blue skies, otherwise a very pleasant day. There is a scent, and it's kind of mixed in amongst the citrus and the fruit and the leaves of the vineyard. There is this smell of emptiness, is the only way to describe it. A smell that you recall from only a couple of moments in your lives. Once in the forests near Rose Hall, where a Goliath fought you, and the other inside the Night Eye fortress of death.
What about Herald?
That's some good omens.
And, well, the smell of the City of Glass was more spread out. There was, it was different. Herald herself definitely would have had the similar smell, or this sensation. It's not even really a scent. It's like your senses all know that something should be there, and there is not.
City of Glass was diluted emptiness.
Kind of. There is a sense of that.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. It's Hadar. Hadar is here.
Well, yes, red lightning, hunger. I mean, that's a giveaway. But how did it get here? Why did it get here? Why the Gnolls?
Well,
Why
it's
this
cults,
island?
isn't it? Why anything? Why a Goliath? Why in the Keep of the Night Eyes? Why anything? Why?
This is scary, though. It can crop up anywhere, even the remote vineyards of a monastery.
I mean,
How
what's
do we
stopping it from
face
just
that?
plucking up one of our crew?
Well, thanks for that nightmare fuel.
Well, it's true. If it's infecting Herald, it's infecting Gnolls, it's infecting everything everywhere. I mean,
it's not affecting everything everywhere. There are it's Herald even kind of mentioned, and I think the Prime even mentioned that there is a linking factor to all of this.
Yeah. Ignore
Churches.
that. Okay.
I mean,
they're
you don't ignore that. Like, you guys are smart. Like, you guys have had this information. Like, there is Hadar crops up when there is this then there is something that consumes, or something that becomes in thoroughly consumed by consumption. Like, that seems to be what is causing this. It was the same for Herald. Herald was consuming the lives of other guardians. The priestess, you don't know what the priestess in the Night Eye was consuming, but there was very similar kind of like entropy there. The Goliath spoke of a dark hunger and hungering and a thirst and things like that. There is definitely a connecting factor here.
We need to close down every bakery.
It's the
No more
carbs.
Yeah.
Okay. So where is this building? Just further down?
You are currently down in you are traveling down a large slope amongst the vineyards towards a building, which you can see just beyond the vineyards itself. It's a small 2-story building. Down at the base, it has a stone wall around it with 2 large gates, both of which have been torn open. But to get there, you'll have to pass through the vineyard.
Okay.
And you can see as you enter the vineyard, these are very tall, very thick bushes. You are not sure what could be hiding amongst these here.
Can I do like an investigation check and see if there's any like footprints or any signs that there could be people around?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah, that's more of a survival check rather than an investigation.
Survival check.
You can absolutely make
Awesome.
one. Absolutely.
Nice. I will get that going. Ba ba da da ba da ba. Bam. Bam.
No.
Ooh.
No.
The ground
That's
here
red.
is it's very
That's
hard
a
to read.
4.
there is dirt and soil, but it's so loose, and like the paths themselves have got gravel. It's just very hard to read where anything could be or could have come and gone. It looks like creatures have been running, or like individuals have been running and moving all over the place. And it's hard to get a bead on exactly what is where and when.
I'm going to ruin your Roll20 Fog of War. I'm going to cast Arcane Eye and just fly it up.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, it's not going to ruin it, because, I mean, it's still not necessarily... I mean, how high are you going to send it up?
Aerial
I mean,
surveillance.
I can put it 30 feet to begin with, and then just infinitely from there. So I want to just keep going up until eventually I reach Siaska.
Okay, and what's its sight range?
I don't... It's an eye. It has normal vision out to 30 feet. Oh, okay.
There you
Fine,
go.
I don't do
so
that.
you put it 30 feet up, and then it looks down, and it can see you, and that's it.
Can it not see, like, around the rest of the... Oh, I guess it's a 30-foot, like, sphere, isn't it?
Yeah, you can make a little map. You can... Basically, I'm going to give you control of this.
Okay, and then I'll just run it around over the top of the things, the bushes.
What it has sight. What's its sight? 30 feet.
Yeah.
And I'll put it so that every player can see what it can see.
Cool.
Right. So at the moment, you're all kind of stood on this path. You're kind of all huddled together. Quill summons the eye. Does that have somatic components, by the way? That spell.
Yes.
Okay. Let me just make some perception checks. Oh yeah.
But I sort of like, okay, really quietly.
Sure.
Okay. I will roll it around over to our
And the
right.
eye's invisible, right?
Yes, I believe so.
It says that the arcane eye is invisible. Okay.
So I'll just have a little look down this little bush, and this one, and this one. Oh!
So when you get to that one, you can see a Gnoll creature is moving towards, kind of looking like over the things, and is kind of trying to sneak its way around.
Okay. Can I? I'll say. Okay, there is one that way to the right. You need to watch out for that one. I think it's sneaking around. If anyone wants to sneak up, get position on it.
Yes.
No.
My hologram.
Oh yeah, I'll give you.
My hologram boy
Yep.
is.
Yeah, I'll get you one. Go on.
Okay. Anyone want to get that? Cool. All right. I'll keep moving then.
Oh,
I
that's
guess
one right there.
keep scanning it around.
I am. I also said something.
Just give me 1 second, just because like other things are going to move as you're doing this, and I've got to do this thing for Kim. So give me a second.
Okay. Well, the
little
eye can move
hologram
30
boy.
feet a turn, so I've taken like 2 turns to do this.
Cool. Okay. So
I think my vision is too much for it, so I can't see what it sees. By the way.
Okay, that's fine.
you can't see what it sees. It should has all players has sight on it.
Oh, I'm telling you anyway. It's fine. So yeah, the
all
30
players
feet-
see light. Okay, yeah, so you won't see what it can see. Yeah, and to be honest, this is what Tom should describe what he can see anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a guy to the right. It's coming round. I said that.
Maybe we should get some heavy hitters at the front to take him on.
Sneak
Is
up.
that-
I mean,
is that-
sure, but as soon as we do this, anything else is going to come at us. So
I could
I'll
I
keep
could
moving the
send
eye.
Morn here. I could send Morn here forward and as a distraction and see what
Who?
attacks
Do it.
him. My
Who's-
hologram.
who's-
I've called him Morn.
Is it a good idea to name your holograms? Anyway,
Well, what's wrong with naming your hologram?
I mean, it doesn't last forever.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Would you like Morn to go
Um,
forward?
Neither do
yes.
birds.
Oh my god.
Jeez, wow.
Even do high elves.
That's a lot longer.
Is everyone okay with this? I'm gonna send
good with it.
Morn out pretty obviously, and then I guess just see
Yeah, good.
what happens. Okay. Morn, forward! 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So Morn's just going to move.
Okay,
to
so
the
is
middle
that
of
his whole move, yeah? So that's his whole move.
Yeah.
Okay,
50
hang on.
feet.
Yeah, hang on. Because when he gets to here, 3
Mhm.
arrows from like all around the vineyards and things like that, from behind these hedgerows, these 3 arrows come flying towards him as readied actions.
His armor class is
These
12.
guys-
Whoops.
Is his armor class 12?
Is it Lucius?
Cool.
Yeah.
So the first one hits.
Oh, he's resistant to
Second one
bludgeoning,
hits.
piercing, and slashing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Third one hits. And
Okay.
he takes.
I'm going to tell you now, Mark, if it's 5, he's dead.
5 hit points.
Yes. Well,
we'll find
the
out.
text on it says, like, the specter... So, we've obviously reskinned it as a hologram, but it says, you cause its spirit to rise as a specter that gains +4 temporary hit points. So, I presume that's, like...
No, it's Spectre's hit
It's-
points +4.
Okay, in which case, he's got 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. No, sorry.
Okay, what?
22.
He takes... From the first attack, he will take 15 halved 7. So that's already halved because of the damage.
Okay.
The next one, he takes 13 halved is 6.
Mhm.
And then the third one, he takes 18 halved is 9. As these arrows, all from like unseen, just into the hologram. And they do sink in. It has some substance. It's not a full hologram. It's like a digital construct as it's like as it kind of like shudders in, and then he continues moving forward as you told him to here. But it's just like and then when he finishes his turn, I think that is when we would probably roll initiative.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. They know
Okay.
we're here.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, because they know something is here. They don't know you guys are here.
Are we
I'm
going
gonna
a
roll that
full
one.
3 hours, or are we breaking here?
Well, we've already done like a
If we take a break now,
because we
we're gonna
forgot
have
we
like a
did
10
take
minute
a break.
second
Yeah.
half.
I
Really
kind
need
of realized
to
at
use the
like
bathroom.
7 o'clock. Well, if people want to take a bathroom break, take a bathroom break while I get this set up.
Just roll initiative and then we'll just get into the
Because
combat.
we've still got like 35, 40 minutes. Right. We've got 35
Yeah, that's cool.
minutes.
Alright, cool.
So just go for a bathroom break if you need one while I set this up.
I'm gonna roll
22
initiative
is
for
my
mine.
initiative.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Katie. I was going to ask you to do that before you went. Right, cool. I got yours. Trot's is 17.
Oh, wow. That second
Crikey.
one is Morn's initiative.
Alright, so yours is... So hang on.
15.
So what's
Nova
your
is
first
15.
one, Kim?
Nova
is
is 15.
Where did you roll that?
Higher
Hologram is 22.
Okay.
Our initiatives start with Tom at the top at 3, which is fantastic. Good roll
Roll
there.
that
Oh yeah,
one.
I didn't see it. I didn't see that up there. Okay, perfect. And then
we
Centuries
got-
is 13.
Yeah.
Putting it all in the D&D Beyond thing, so...
I'll read out
Cool.
a few donies while you're setting up, and then go for a
Sounds
PP.
Good.
Thank you to Ola Renve for donating. Very kind of you. Safi1519 donated a quarter hundo. Thank you very much.
Whoa.
AHR, haven't seen you all live
Oh.
since our birthday. Still working on that present. Just at a bit of a block. You're all providing me with lots of inspiration. Any tips for an aspiring DM? I've been DMing 2 years, but I know I still have a lot to learn. I think knowing that you have a lot to learn is a great mentality to have, and you're going to grow just
Yeah.
by doing it.
Yeah, make
Um,
mistakes. Don't be
And put
critical.
pressure on yourself. And don't
Yeah.
feel like you have to act like a stream does, because we do it for, a different reason. And you have a different player base. So there you go.
Yeah, you might take 10 minutes making an attack roll. That's normal.
Rapiture 4
Kind of is.
donated. What's this? Another high roller stream in the middle of the week? Curse of Strahd? Take my money now. You all have made getting through this isolation so much easier, and now it's just the icing on a delicious cake. Can't wait for this. Yeah, me neither.
Hello.
Curse of Strahd's great.
Yeah, it should be really fun.
Hello. Curse of Strahd's really good. I'm excited. I'm going to make some big changes to it, though. So, I got some fun ideas.
Ooh.
Some secrets.
Nice.
Changes, nice. Spire Eye donated. Hi, high rollers. My wife and I have been watching your adventures for over 2 years now, and it's always the highlight of our week. You have even inspired us to start our own campaign. Keep doing what you're doing, you beautiful people. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Thank you very much for
Thanks
watching.
very much.
Thank you.
Ghosty Pants donated. Excited for my favorite 3 hours of the week. Hey Trot, it would be awesome if you called me a twat, please. You twat.
Film's leaking in. I love it.
Nightjar donated. Can't think of anything particularly witty or wholesome to say. Let's just go back to the old classic heart. Thank you, Nightjar, very
Thanks.
much.
Thank
I
you.
am good to go, by the way.
Classic.
3 more. Mr. Kiki's donated. Please, can you say happy birthday, 10th birthday to Joe? He drew you a goblin, which you all signed at MCM when he was 8, and he's still watching
Yeah.
while playing.
Oh,
as
bless.
Oh,
We swear way too
yeah.
much, and I'm really sorry.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
I
No.
literally just said.
Happy 10th birthday.
I feel like I remember promising that we wouldn't swear as much to him as well, and we just
Ooh, I did not
Didn't
promise
happen.
that. I did not promise
Yeah, I
that.
didn't promise that.
2 more. Raging Rhino 10101 donated. Hungry Gnoll Hadar Gnoll. Thanks to the top quality entertainment, now with the added vampires, which I'm particularly scared of, this will go well. Thank you very much. Metamanu
Nice.
donated a half hundo. Metamanu.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Manu.
Crikey, thank you, man.
Thank you.
This temporary
Good
setting
lad.
works quite well. Thanks, Trot, for an amazing job handling it. Stay safe, everyone. Wash your hands. Wash your hands
Yes.
indeed. Thank you very much.
Wash your hands.
Nice.
let's get
With
to
that-
combat.
With that,
I'll
Ayla.
just steamroll through.
Hello.
No, it's
Go
good.
for it.
We might as well. Like, we got like 30 minutes left. Like,
Yeah.
we might as well. Just try and-
Well,
Here's
we
my
need to do ads at the end, remember? Because last
Yep.
week we did not do that. So
Well, let's finish this
In time.
then.
All right, we've still got 20. We've got 25 minutes then, so we can just try and get as much of this done. So, Ayla, it's your go. You see you see what is his name? Mort? I don't know.
Morn.
Morn gets shot 3 times by arrows. They seem to come from various different directions, probably some to the southwest and then some to the east, but it's hard to tell exactly which rows they came from.
where did he get when I saw him get hit by the first arrow? Where was he?
He's down by the...
He
sorry,
was
a little
here
further
when
up.
he got shot by all 3. He was here, and then he continued
About
on to
30
here
feet away,
after
yeah.
being shot.
Okay, so I'm gonna move to.
I mean, I told you they were to the right. Before we
To the
even started.
right.
Yeah. So on this map, it's to the left. Our right.
That's not where any arrows came from. Well, southwest, I guess they did.
Oh, right.
Okay. So yeah, Ada, when you move there, you can see there's
Hi.
definitely one Gnoll looking directly at you from a side vineyard, like between 2 rows of grapes. And then to the southwest, there are a pair more as well, also aiming bows in your vague direction.
So if I move in the right way, I can get.
That's 5, 10,
here.
15, 20, 25. You've moved. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yep, 45. So you're right in front of this guy. So you watch as Ayla just dips to the side and begins running down one of these corridors, all these grapes on either side of her.
Can
Nice.
I now? Can I, as my action?
Did you
my
just...
move, my move and
Oh, yeah,
my action.
You've moved. Right.
So can I? Because I'm not quite close enough to him. Can I just fucking barrel into him and try and knock him down
Well, you've-
with movement?
So what you're saying is you want to take your action as a dash, but you want to try and shove him down.
Barge him down.
It's not normal, but sure. You can make a...
Can I rage as a bonus action?
Now you're just asking me for all the things. Now you want your cake and you want to eat it. Make a...
I mean, she'd
athletics
rage
check
when
for
she
me.
was
Of course you can.
running
Yeah, you can of course
anyway.
rage. I'm not gonna... Of course you can rage. That's your bonus action. Just make a...
Make an athletics
athletics... Yeah.
With advantage.
Yeah.
28.
Oh, 28, and then I got like a 23. So yeah, you slam into him. You see this Gnoll stands its ground. It's like, and it begins pulling the bow back, and it doesn't quite expect you to get to it when it does, because you just shoulder barge into it, and it seems quite sturdy on its feet, but you kind of lift upwards, and it's just enough to knock it off of its kind of bite, like the digigrade legs, to like send it flying. Yeah, you knock it prone.
Nice.
No attack though.
Awesome.
Okay, that's fine.
But you do knock it down.
Do I do any damage to it in the process?
No, because that's you had to dash. You couldn't make the attack
No, that's
action,
fine.
so I'm not going to give you any free damage. But yeah, you send it flying. You knock it prone to the ground as you slam into its shoulders, and you hear it kind of yelp like a wounded dog, like as it lands. Hologram.
That was very satisfying.
So I would like to send Morn towards.
Do you have to? Can you
one-
telepathically communicate with it, or do you shout
verbal
words
commands.
at it? Okay.
Verbal commands.
Yeah, it can still hear you.
So I guess
Yeah, it
I
can
would
still
have
hear
to shout. So I'm gonna move him towards the Gnoll over here on the. I'm confused. It's left, right, left on the map, top down, but towards the right.
In between two of the columns, yeah, the southwest.
Yeah.
Columns to the southwest.
So I imagine he starts drifting over towards this Gnoll, and then he's gonna cast Life Drain. So that is melee spell attack D20. Okay, so here's a roll. The roll is a 6.
Not enough. The other creature
Wow.
kind of like leaps back, kind of confused, and it kind of barks something to its companion as they look at this strange blue-tinted version of themselves,
Yeah.
looking back at it.
Oh, it has sunlight sensitivity as well, so I need to roll on disadvantage. But I feel like,
do.
yeah. Shall I just roll again? Like,
I mean, no,
it's
because
gonna miss.
lower than
Like,
this.
yeah.
But in the future,
it's not
you
gonna help.
need to. Yeah,
I'll
the
roll
sunlight,
again.
and I
Screw
guess
it.
that we
Roll again.
we flavor that as like the light is
Yeah.
refracting the creature rather than it being like, no, the sun, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a shame. After his go, you hear, I think nobody can see this at the point, but there is something barks an order. It's just like, tell them! 10, 15, 20.
I don't see what that is with my arcane, can
I don't know, can you? You see
don't
a
know,
creature, you see another Gnoll. It looks to be wearing slightly better armor, rusted chain shirt with a longbow on its back. It basically kind of pulls itself up and it barks towards the ones fighting the hologram. It's like, deal with that thing! And then it's going to fire twice towards Sentry's heavily armored, so it will shoot towards Quill, probably.
I?
Lel.
Cool.
They're not stupid.
Oh dear.
Decrees protection against this on the
Yep, so you give it disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Well, 15 was my lowest, so that's a 19 on my lowest.
Ouch. Yep.
6 points of damage to you, Quillick, and then a second attack, disadvantage. Fucking hell, an 18 and a 20. That's another 6
Wow.
points of damage, Quillick, as 2 arrows come flying in.
Damn.
And then his barked order at the other Gnoll allows it to make a melee attack against the hologram. It has like a little
Noise.
hatchet in its hands. Yeah, it fails. It swings at the thing. It's like, don't understand. It's
What?
not made of stuff. As it barks
yeah.
back. It just sort of doesn't flails ineffectually
That's my
against it.
boy.
And you
so
can see that
proud.
this Gnoll leader like actually is taking cover behind like a fallen log across the road. So he's kind of got a little bit of cover as he ducks down with his bow in his hands. Lucius.
Okay, I'll move forward.
I just fucked off down one of the rows. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
Charge! Bam!
And from here,
Right.
I'm going to cast Melt's Acid Arrow
Okay, you have a number of targets.
at level 3. And I'm going to twin it with my sorcerer points. So I get to cast 2.
Okay.
So I will attack Bippity Boppity and Flippity Floppity there, please.
Okay.
Who the
Sure.
fuck are
Yep.
flippity floppity and bibbity bobbity?
The one,
Okay, so the one
directly
behind the
in front of
log
me
will
behind
have
the
a-
log, and one
the
to his
cat
left.
one, yeah.
Will
to my
have
left.
+2 to his AC.
Fair enough. So I already cast 1. There it is. There.
So 25 to hit.
Mhm.
That will hit.
And
We'll say
I
that's
guess-
against this guy. And then the next one. You still have to roll for a second attack.
I know.
so,
Yeah. There's the second one.
18 hits as well.
Perfect. And Necromancy.
Okay. Yeah, so on the Melf's Acid Arrow, by the way, it's the first number is the initial damage, and then the second number is the damage they take
Next
the round after, I believe. Yeah,
Yes.
I believe. So, okay, so I've got to do some maths here. So 10 initial acid damage to the one behind the log. And then who's this? This is Ambusher A. Takes 9 points of damage. And then who are you dichromancying?
I will dichromancy the one with engage with Ayla for funsies.
Okay, and how much damage is that?
7 points.
7 points of damage. So you watch as these 3 blasts of acid come rocketing out of Lucius's kind of. You spray your hands out in a fan, and these 3 darts of acid
Can
fly
I
out.
pretend to fire a bow? And
yeah,
it
sure. You
fires
do what you
an
want.
acid arrow that then splits into 2.
Splits into 3. Very Diablo.
Or 3,
I like it.
yes. Sure.
Yeah, with the dichromancy,
Yeah.
like it makes sense that you kind of make it part of the spell. So this one
Nice.
acid arrow splits into 3 in 3 different directions. Very,
Yes.
very cool. Splatting off, and you can see the creatures kind of like, sorcerer, kill them. Points
Bonus
towards
action. Actually, I can't barrier ring again, so never mind.
Nope. Nova.
Can I cast Eldritch Blast on the gnoll that is nearest to Morn? So 2 blasts.
Yes.
First one is a 23 to hit, and it does 2 damage.
Okay.
And the
Every
second
point
one
counts.
is... Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a little
11
bit of
to
cover in the way. 11 is not going to hit. The hedgerow, Lucius, and then Mort himself. Morn kind of like throws your aim off, and you can't quite get the leverage against him.
I can't move through these trees, can I?
Can't move through them, no. They're too thick.
Okay. I'm gonna just like move here, so I'm
Try
a
and
little
jump
bit... Sorry, I'm
over
gonna
them,
move...
maybe?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna move
You're gonna move
slightly
diagonally.
into one of the into the rows, in between the rows
Sure.
of the trees, just so I can get a little bit of cover.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Sentry.
I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20 up to here. And then I'm gonna flame lance the commander Gnoll behind the log.
Oh, very
Nice.
cool.
That's
it's like dex
DC
save?
13 dex save, yeah.
Yep,
You
failed.
know what logs don't like? Fire!
Crikey,
Yeah,
so that's
absolutely.
3d10.
3d10, roll it.
Yeah. Is that all of it?
Yeah,
I can't be
17.
all of
Yes, that is 17
Nice.
points of
Really
fire
cool. That's a
damage.
good roll.
Is it a good roll? Oh, yeah. In my head, I had it as like
And-
d20s for some reason.
The log itself is annihilated. It just kind of bursts into flames. The flame lance carves a huge chunk through it. The creature tries to throw himself to the side, but the flame licks up one side, and you hear him like, ah! Screaming pain as he dives. Still alive, but
Cool.
definitely badly injured. End of your turn?
Okie dokie. End of my turn.
Okay. From the back, 5, 10, 15, 20,
Here we go.
25, 30. You see a gnoll that appears to be wearing like a torn up, one of the nuns' torn up black robes, and it has painted a single red dot on its chest,
Oh no.
like a symbol, like a
Whoa.
single red dot, and its eyes
Yeah.
are flickering with a red power.
Oh,
and
no.
it lifts up its hand, and you just hear it just like, yes, the red star calls.
Oh,
And you
no.
watch as centered kind of near Lucius and Sentry, a tiny point of black light appears in the air, and this crushing force sucks all of creatures within a 20-foot radius in. Just create a black hole.
No.
Even Ivy sort of jumped at before that.
Oh dear.
This, and then it's 20-foot
Crikey.
radius, so we're talking
My arcane
about-
eye, no!
So that is 10-foot radius. Oh, God, I've got to try and measure this out now. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Where did you put it?
30. No, I'm going to move it in a minute.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
What?
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
dear.
that's completely
I'm
covered.
No,
Lucius
I'm
and
going to
Sentry.
move it. I'm going to move it. Hang on.
Oh.
No, because yeah, there's a third person he wants to catch with this.
Oh, ideally, I want to catch all of you. So
Yeah.
there we go.
Oh,
So everyone
crikey.
but Ayla is now in this black hole. Cool.
I need
That'll do it.
all of
To
you
infinity and
to
beyond.
make a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
Hang on, before you do that, I know
Well,
who has
Trot's
like the
already
lowest
rolled.
Constitution, right? Oh, in that case, don't
Got
worry.
rolled.
Nova, fucking everyone's rolling.
Nova
before I
just
can do the-
rolled.
Fine.
6
Oh,
plus 5.
Sentry,
11.
no!
Why did mine roll twice?
That
Because
doesn't
you
matter,
use
take the
D&D
first
Beyond.
one.
Because it rolls it as if it assumes you have advantage or disadvantage,
yeah.
because it speeds it up.
Okay,
So you just
23.
take the first roll. So 26 and 23 for Nova and Trot. You guys pass. You're going to take half damage, and you are not moved. Yep. Sentry and Quill, you are pulled into the center of this point. You're just sucked in,
Oh,
basically.
goodness. Yep.
And you're going to take some damage.
I imagine so. It's only a black
39
hole.
points of force damage to Sentry and Quill as you are, and you feel like it's crushing, like the space around you is crushing your bodies. Lucius and Nova, that would be 19 points of force damage. And you see this creature holding out its claw like,
Yes, the void, like the red star showed us.
Wait, so we can see out of this void?
yeah, it's not a void, so it's like this tiny pinprick of like black light is in the middle, and
I
it sucks
see.
you and crushes you towards it, and then it blinks out of existence.
Crikey.
God
Yeah.
So
damn.
are we still like
it doesn't stay there.
stuck?
No, it doesn't
Is
stay
it
there.
gone?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
it's gone.
So it's gone now.
Yeah, I'm gonna move it in a
Oh, I
minute.
didn't like that.
Oh, scary. That's really scary.
So, and then all of the other Gnolls are gonna basically go.
All the Gnolls. So many
Come
Gnolls.
back, come back.
They all move hand in hand. Hand in hand.
Hand
through
in
there.
hand in hand.
No life.
No life.
No life.
There's a lot of gnolls here.
Rock and
1,
knoll.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, rock and roll. I only just heard that.
Is that the name of the episode? That's the name of the episode. Rock and
Rock and
knoll.
no.
I thought you said
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to
Guacamole.
be.
that's what I thought you said.
A whack-a-knoll.
So a bunch of them move up into melee range with you, and some of them are going to remain behind. Lucius, this one pulls out a small hatchet and is going to attempt to make an attack against you.
Cool.
That's a natural 20 for 25 to hit.
I'm down.
Well, no, that's not 25
25
damage. That's,
to hit
that's
you.
to beat your AC.
Not down.
You're going to take 6, 9, 12 points of slashing damage as this hatchet like slams into you.
I'm okay.
And then yeah,
Crikey.
and then I think this one will use his bonus action to disengage and move round Lucius up next to Quill.
He doesn't want to do that, really, though.
Gnoll Ambusher B, which is facing Ayla, desperately takes a swing at her.
He's on the
His little
floor. He
hatchet.
needs to stand up.
He spends half his movement, he stands up, and then he swings at you for a 19 to hit.
Damn it! Yes.
You take 5 points of damage, halved to 2.
Crikey.
But then he will use his bonus action to disengage and remove his remaining 15 foot of movement this way.
Cool.
And then C will take a shot at Sentry with its longbow. That is a 23 to hit.
Oh my god, they're rolling
Yep.
so well.
Old Marky Humes. This strikes you in a vital point, Sentry, as you're currently facing the one in front of you, and it uses the opportunity to sneak attack. You take 16 points of damage. As this arrow
Crikey.
slams into you.
Bad.
That was C.
This is bad.
Gnoll D is dead? Where is Gnoll D?
Dead.
Where have you gone, D? It's probably dead. I can't find him, so E will
Is it the one
take a
fighting
swing.
Morn?
No, that's E. E will take a swing at Morn for 16 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
He takes 4 points of damage, half to 2.
Exactly lethal. Oh wait, no,
Oh.
half. It's fine. Is it half?
Well, no, he took 2. That was already half.
He took 2. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
Way!
So he's got 2 left. So he has 2 left, is what you're
He
saying.
stands.
And then
still
Ambusher F will
standing.
take a shot at Quill for a 18.
I'll protect Quill for that.
Okay.
Oh,
Good job you did, because that's only a 7 to hit.
Because that would have killed me.
So you swing out with a shield and you send the arrow flying before it reaches Quill, like intercepting it mid-flight as it flies up into the air.
Cool.
Quillic and Kalar, you are done while I look for my missing Gnoll.
Hey, don't worry about him. The summoner, I'm going to use a 5th level guiding bolt. I'm going to use Portent. I've got a natural 20.
Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
who'd you hit?
Nice.
I'm hitting the black hole boy.
When did you roll your portents, by the way?
A
did it
while back,
way,
it
way
did
back.
happen.
Okay, yeah, sure.
But one of them
I'm
was
just
a natural
curious.
20. So what is that? 8d6.
So who are you hitting, sorry?
Summoner guy, the black hole summoner guy.
Oh, that guy, sorry. So what would your total be? No, yeah.
8d6.
I'm not gonna.
Max.
Yep, sure. It's 86 max, so that's what? It's 12 off 60, so 48 plus another 86.
Plus 36, so 50,
70, 82.
Jesus.
84.
Yeah, he's dead. 84. Dead.
Wow.
Wow. 84
You-
damage.
You summon, like, in a mist, like, this tiny bit of light, you kind of feel yourself pulled into it, and then you just explode with light. And yeah, what does it look like?
I mean, the pinprick, just out of that just explodes outwards and then bursts into him.
You send this, like, light just decimates him. And he looks at it as you kind of, like, in a very anime-esque way, as the light's about to hit it, it just kind of is like...
Oh,
ripped apart while it
Oh,
lasts.
creepy. I love
Okay.
it.
Loves it. He's all for
Uh,
it.
I don't have any bonus actions I can really use, so I'm just gonna... I don't want to risk running away either,
Okay, don't then.
so I'm gonna
You're almost
stay
dead.
next to this guy. I know, but I can't do anything now. Like, I haven't got any bonus
He-
actions to stop it.
Deal damage. That's the Quill way. Ayla. And this will be... In fact, actually, no, this is the top of a new round. We're going to end it there. So, because we got 10
Yeah.
minutes and we got
Okay.
play ads and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
deal
Okay.
damage the Quill way. I melted the guy that did a black hole.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
worthwhile.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
Dude,
more
trust
the
me. That
can you
was
heal
definitely
yourself
worthwhile.
question.
Oh, balls.
Well,
Nope, I'm not going to retcon it. I'm not going to retcon it.
he had legendary
realised
actions or
something
something.
No. Guess what spell he had that I just looked at dead
Counterspell.
in my eyes.
spell?
Yep, he had fucking
Counterspell?
counterspell. Yeah, in
Yeah.
fact, I
Oh,
could
what
have just been
level,
like, nope, doesn't matter. Like
Too
5th
late.
level, I could still roll for it. In fact, just out of curiosity, D20 plus what? This would be plus 3.
So mine
Nope,
is
you
at
would have
5th
failed
level
it.
that I was
Yeah, so
casting.
there you go. So he spent the counterspell, but you overcame the counterspell. There you go.
Bam. Bam, he's dead
Feature is
anyway.
restored.
I win.
Yeah,
Oh,
because it was at 5th
jeez.
level. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so we are all
Nice.
mega low on HP after that black hole as well. Well, not mega low, but
you?
not good.
All right.
I am.
That's a shame. Ayla's fine.
And there's like, what, 6, 7 little gnolls just running around?
Yeah. These
Yeah.
guys
Oh,
are like
damn.
little babbies. You kill them in like 2 hits most of the time.
I've only got 9
they can't
HP.
possibly. They can't possibly be that bad, can they?
No. They've only got
Coming
6
out of the
attack and
woodwork
stuff.
with their little sneak attacks, like, oh, we're hiding in the hedgerows.
Yeah.
You're just fucking
Yeah.
lucky that the hologram took that first brunt, because that was quite a lot
Yeah.
of damage from like those 3
That
arrow
was.
shots. It was just like, oh, we know somebody's coming, ready to actions as soon as something moves past. Thum, 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 thum,
Yeah.
thum. You know, so yeah, bloody
Yeah.
good luck.
Good old
Very,
Oh,
very
hey,
hologram
well
should
done.
boy.
should we do XP? I think we said we were going to do it last time.
Yes, we should.
So I
So
think it's quite a bit that we've done.
yeah, well, I'm trying to
Let's go
think.
real quick.
Encounter-wise.
Yeah, we need to be quick. So we got
I've got some-
donos.
Yeah, well, we can
Bonus
do this.
to
We
read
can
out.
do this after the stream. To be fair,
Yeah.
like we can.
Can we do it
work
after
out.
Yeah.
and do the donos?
Yeah,
Okay.
Donos.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
We got some XP. Oh my god, we're level 20. Holy crap.
You're not
Nice.
level 20, but sure.
Well
All
done,
right.
everyone. We did it.
Here we go.
We're
Just so we can
stronger
get
than
through
Starvein.
this. Ace of Thorns donated. Thank you very much. Looking forward to more HR goodies this week. And of course, Crafty Kim and Becky hugs. There you go.
Nice.
Hi Zombies donated. Thought I'd do a donation because I'm going back to work this week. Didn't catch live last week, but remembered wanting to say that Katie looked amazing. You all look great this week too.
Aww.
By the way, don't forget you have danger sense for puke dodging, Ayla. There you go.
Oh shit! Yeah. Damn it.
On the high roller
would have had
side,
advantage on that.
I haven't read anything out yet from this side, so here we go.
I think I don't know if you would have.
Quarter hundo. AgraJag
Thanks,
99, thank you very much. New series deserves a donation. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Newt donated. Hi, I live in New Zealand, so a 5 a.m. to get up and see you live is a little annoying, but I figured I need to do this at least once to thank
Crikey.
you for giving me inspiration. I love watching you guys and learning some new things. Thank you very much. Sorry if you're
Thank
asleep
you.
when we read this. Ghost of Sprinkles donated. Hi, Rollers. Sorry I can't donate much more. First time watching live after being in the podcast squad for 6 months. Love you guys. Stay sane. Thank you very much. Ashbourne Eagle donated. Love you guys and all you do. You guys keeping me sane during quarantine. Thank you. Ren Harrell donated on episode 46 and slowly making my way through. You're doing it. Ashlow, quarter hundo, thank you very much. Thank you, HR. Finally escaped the VOD squad to watch live. HR is what got me into D&D and the reason I now DM for a group of friends. It's a great help to my mental, and I'm a great help to my mental health, I assume. And I'm grateful to you all. Hope you're all staying sane in these difficult times. Ashlow, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
33.33 recurring, I assume, donation from Zen Bluster. New routine: wake up on Sunday and get breakfast for the HR D&D stream. Super excited for the new campaign. I guess I'm watching you guys right after Crit Roll. More Chaos Twins, please. Try not to kill any more pocket monsters. I
Try
think
not to.
Crit Roll's on
Yeah,
hiatus,
we'll try.
are they not?
They are on
Yeah,
hiatus,
at the
and it's like
moment.
way after us as well. Like we're like 8 p.m. UK time, which is something like 5,
10 a.m. or
7
something, yeah.
hours beforehand. Yeah, like or like yeah, it's like 7 hours before. So,
Indeed.
but I'm guessing they probably mean on VOD.
Probably.
Most likely.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Thank you to iBobbyHill95 with a quarter hundo as well. Just recently started getting into D&D, then stumbled across the campaign and got hooked. I love all the characters. Sadly, I'm way behind on episode 29. I don't want to spoil. If they save Sentry, I binged over 60 hours in the past 2 weeks. Keep it up. Thank you very
Nice,
much.
Jen.
Varys donated. Thank you very much. Kenku noises, quarter hundo. Cackling noises, apparently.
Ooh.
Nice.
Hime24.
Probably the guy.
Loads of subs coming through. Thank you very much. 2 gifty subs from Daft Dave 41. Thank you very much. Ben Thomas 447 quarter hundo. I've been watching since day one. Help you fall in love with the hobby. I've been talked into running a one shot for the first time. Can't wait to see how it runs. Keep doing what you're doing.
Ooh.
Keeping me sane. Thank you for all the fun times. You're welcome.
Aw.
Thank you. 3 more. Lion Z donated. Have a little something from me. This Thursday is my second session after not playing D&D, and I'm playing a goblin warlock who can barely speak common, so that's a lot of fun. Have a lot of fun with Strahd.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Mary the Ninja, quarter hundo. Hey Rollers, thanks for sharing some amazing storytelling over the years. You guys first introduced me to D&D, which has helped me through GCSEs, A-levels, and now introduced you to some of my closest friends at uni. Here's a small thanks for
Aw.
everything. Holy crap.
Awesome.
We've
That's
bridged
so
like
nice.
3
you.
different stages of
Yeah,
education.
that's lovely.
Wow.
Wow.
That's cool.
Donna Doll, thanks for the quarter hundo. For the last one, when a friend sent a link in a group chat to explain the new game we were playing, I discovered High Rollers. At the time, there were 61 episodes of Aerois. I tore through them, and 3 weeks ago, I caught up and started watching live. Amazing. Thank you very much
Wow.
for catching up.
Welcome,
Good job.
welcome, friends.
A lot of donations, a lot of gifted subs I saw as well. So thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you
Thank you,
very much.
everybody.
have we have we
Is
had a
that both
donation from a
channels?
Woody?
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. Not in the last...
Woody in
the reader
chat's
doesn't always
donation has
show up.
been missed.
I have
but
not
yeah.
seen
Yeah.
that.
There does seem to be some like slip through.
Yeah, that's
Unfortunately,
Elon
if it's on
last
the
week
Yogs
as well.
one-
Didn't get through.
We don't control the reader, so if it has problems, it doesn't always show up.
If you
It's
have
on the
and we
HR
haven't
one.
read it, then we're very, very sorry. But
Thank
we'll
you
try
very
and
much.
Find
though.
where that went.
Matty Poop
Yes.
has
Oh, thank-
gifted a ton of subs. Thank you very much.
Oh,
This is
Oh,
a
He
wow.
while
did
ago,
in
but
Chaos
Nice.
Twins as well.
very kind. And that's
Yeah.
probably the one.
Ah.
Thank you
Love
very
that
much,
name.
buddy.
Thank you, Matty Poo Poo.
Nice.
Matty
Anyway, we have
Pee
to
Poo Poo.
Love that boy.
jump out of here.
We got to play some ads
And-
because we missed the break
Thank
and
you,
stuff,
Woody.
so we're going to run a bunch of ads. Sorry about that. Thank you. This is our first time using like Roll20 properly for like a big combat and quite some consecutive combats. We're going to iron things out. We're going to kind of get more into the swing of it and stuff like that. Like
Learn
we'll find out a
and
better way to do
grow.
it. Yeah, this is a whole learning experience for us as well. Don't forget Curse of Strahd Thursday next week, 8 p.m. UK time. Don't forget about it. Tell all your friends. Spread the word.
Oh, new series in your favorite module.
Only on High Rollers D&D
Vampires.
Twitch.
High Rollers D&D on High Rollers D&D Twitch, not on the Yogscast Twitch.
There you go.
Go and check it out.
Thank
We'll
you
see you
very
all
much.
soon. We love you. Stay safe. Be healthy. Stay indoors. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Wash your
Wash your
hands.
hands.
Bye.
Wash your